When the world turns its back, demons rise together.
Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei was betrayed and teamed up with the daughters of the original Demon King movie. Before we start, please go support Victor Van Helsing 6 for writing that awesome fanfic. This is the translated version I made. There will be some mistaken character's gender, but of course Issei is a male. The daughters of the original Demon King P1. Narrator. In the time where the three factions fought, there was a very powerful clan that was the original Demon King Lucifer de Gurchev. He had 4 daughters: Tanya, Rory, Mina and. Plus he sealed them for fear that they would kill her. Along with them he put weapons and a dragon on the first daughter. He put an immense golden dragon called Gaglian, and so that no human would carry it, he locked it up along with his daughter named Tanya de Gurchev and sovereign of the demons. But with the death of this they forgot, and the battle passed where God and the overlords of the fallen angels and demons died. Lost in time, but thanks to the fight with the Trihexa in the present, the Seiyuu of one of them was fragmented and she came out of her deep slumber, but she saw the future and saw something that made her laugh, but a question ran through her mind. Gaglian in a glove, what's wrong with him, Tanya? Tanya. Nothing, Gaglian, nothing, just that I have a carrier for you, ha 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 ha. Come on, I have to meet that young man in Japan. I don't know if my suit still fits me. Come on. Gaglian the glove transformed into an elegant red suit and a rifle. Underneath it the magic circle of the de Gurchev was drawn. Come on, I have a Gaglian plan. Ha 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 ha. Narrator. In another place in hell were the faction leaders, because after the sealing of the Trihexa by Issei and defeating him, they felt that he was superior to them, and that made them fear the power that the Sekiryuutei had. But all the faction leaders thought that with his perversion, he would bring problems if he became evil. Rias also had it in her mind. Along with the factions they planned to take away the Red Emperor dragon and seal it along with the Trihexa so that it would not be evil. Xenovia. As you know, he can be a hero, but he is also a big problem because if he becomes evil like the dragons that Rossweisse brought, it will be a problem. Miguel. I know, Xenovia, but seriously, we will do it. We wouldn't be turning our backs on you. Azazel. I know it's a hasty decision, but at any moment he could be dangerous, you know that, Miguel, and if he transforms, he'll be unstoppable, and not only will the supernatural world suffer, but the human world and its derivatives also know it, and you all think so too. Truths and company. Rias and her entourage. We know, but for everyone's well-being, we lock him up if possible. Rias. It's very bad, I know, but now that I think about it, he will be a better prospect, don't you think, girls? Ball. If Krauser Belzebu and we all start going out with him, he will be a good carrier of the Red Emperor, and Drake agrees. Xenovia. It's okay for the sealing of Issei to begin. Narrator. In the human world, Issei was in a display case looking at several rings for his supposed girls, but at that moment a girl trips over him. Issei. Excuse me, Miss Anta. Don't worry, excuse me, can you tell me where there is a gun shop around here? Issei. Has your majesty made it clear? Excuse me, did I feel that you are more than just a simple young lady? Tanya von de Gurchev. Issei. Ha si sigam Tanya-sama. Tanya. Tell me, are you getting married? I see you're wearing a lot of wedding rings, but don't you think you're getting ahead of yourself, Issei-kun? Issei. I think so, but how did he know my name was Issei? Tanya. That's a secret. Finally, there's ammunition entering the weapons store. Shopkeeper. How can I help you, young man? Tanya. I want ammo for this gun and the best they have. Shopkeeper. It's a joke, right? Hahaha, girl, I would never sell this type of ammunition to a girl. Besides, they stopped making it in 1916. Wait, this weapon says, no, impossible, where did you get this weapon? Tanya. My dad gave it to me as a birthday present because. Shopkeeper. This weapon says it was made in Lilith 1200 AD. This weapon is impossible. These weapons were not created until the First World War 1915, that is impossible. This weapon is more than 1000 years old, how has it been? Tanya. I am not just any girl, my name is Tanya de Gurchev and I am from the de Gurchev clan. You are not going to question my life. An impressive shock wave occurred in the store and Tanya began to grow while her clothing changed. Tell me now, I have the age of a despicable human. Narrator. Issei and the man were terrified by Tanya's sudden change, as many swords appeared and spun around her, and her deranged face made her look even more terrible. Shopkeeper. Take whatever you want, it's yours, you're a monster. Tanya. Seriously, you'll have to see that I'm more terrible than I appear, ha 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 ha. Narrator. Tanya was coming out of the store with her gun and bullets, and she was happy until she turned around and saw Issei with a macabre smile. Tanya. I'll tell you something, I see the future and I can tell you that they are going to betray you, I swear, take this, it's a portal, if the betrayal happens. Call me and I'll come to your aid, Issei. Issei. Thanks, I suppose. In front of him she disappeared in a magic circle. At that moment Issei receives a letter from a demon and he disappears. By this means Xerxes summons him to Lucifer's castle to clarify some urgent matters. What does my brother-in-law want? Creating a magic circle in Lucifer's castle, Xerxes was waiting for Issei, while everyone was hiding with those from the Parliament of Demons who would judge the hero, and at that moment Issei appears. Xerxes-sama, how can I help you? I know I have many things to tell you, besides Rias has moved away from me a lot, and I don't know what to think. Xerxes. Issei, I have bad news for you, your pawn pieces will be taken away from you, and the Red Emperor Dragon. The second is that my sister does not love you, and you will also be sealed with a Trihexa for all eternity, because you have a lot of power, and you can be dangerous for everyone, because having the power of 2 dragons and your perversion makes you dangerous for us. At that moment everyone left, and the Parliament of Demons took their place along with the women and the young man who would take their place. Issei. Wait, just to think that my prevention would turn me into an evil dragon for real. Greg. I can't lie, Issei, you are dangerous with that power and your prevention. Issei. You're crazy, I gave you my strength, my power, and I protected this world, so you come at me with that, are you stupid or what? She was right, you betrayed me, and that's why taking out a scroll and putting it on the ground, come for me, Tanya-sama. Parliament. Wait, said Tanya, no, impossible, she is the daughter of the original Demon King Lucifer Tagurichev-sama. Narrator. At the scene a shock wave occurred, and from it emerged 3 figures, 2 tall and 1 small. It's a pleasure to see you old people still alive. So long time no see, damn old people. Parliament. That voice is not impossible, you are. Have you not recognized me for so long that you have not seen me, that you have not recognized me, damned, I have revived for my mistress Tanya Tagurichev-sama. Parliament. Alucard Helsing. Don't forget my old people. Parliament. Impossible, you died too, that is not impossible. Look at me carefully, idiots, I'm a monster, and my mistress is going to judge you. Parliament. Alexander Anderson, a renegade father. Tanya. Issei, I apologize for what Anderson is going to do to you. Issei. What a high. Anderson. Excuse me, young man, but it was better to take what I had from him than for them to fall on the floor, the arm where he had the Red Emperor Dragon. Tanya. She picked it up and threw it at Rias, that's the only thing you'll have of him, Rias Gaglian. Gaglian. See my love. Tanya. Start. Narrator. A gauntlet came out of Tanya and positioned itself on Issei's missing arm while he was screaming, and a new arm joined the gauntlet and it said. Gaglian. I, the one who loves peace and balance, I who despise betrayal and forgetfulness, will bring goodness and abundance to the world. I am the Golden Emperor Dragon. Gaglian. Tanya, along with the 2 men, laughed and watched as the golden armor with blue gems joined Issei. Issei. This is great, ha 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 ha, I'm renewed, so you're my new partner. Gaglian. And I assure you I will not betray you, I am faithful to my bearer, ha 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 ha. Tanya. Well, I'm just missing something, just a little detail from you. All. Cover. Narrator. Everyone left the range, but the explosion was devastating, destroying half of the mansion and eliminating the demon parliament. Tanya. Laughed, but a person covered her from the explosion, and in front of her was Gaglian and Issei in a new armor. Look at you, Issei, a real knight protecting his mistress. Issei. Moto Dragon Imperial Celestial Gaglian. Xerxes. That's impossible, it's a Golden Emperor Dragon. Tanya. Don't worry, at first there were 3 Emperor Dragons, the red, white and gold, but only one joined the Tagurichev, and that was Gaglian. Gaglian. My master was very specific that I had to take care of his daughter, and that's what I did until now, and now my partner will be in charge of her defense and protection, right, Issei? Issei. Don't worry, Gaglian, I'll protect her as if she were my fiancé. Tanya. But now with the old people dead, wait, you said fiancé. Issei. Now that you saved me, I will defend you tooth and nail even if I have to die. Alucard. That's devotion, isn't it, Crescent Anderson? Anderson. Yes, amen. Tanya. I'm leaving now, I have an entourage to gather and some sisters to find. See you, Issei, Alucard, Anderson. Let's go. Aye. Yes, he loves Tanya. Narrator. The 3 men stood behind her and Tanya said. Tanya. Take this, Rias, this is yours, throwing her 8 pawn pieces at him, mine will be with him, I swear I'll be much better than you. Greg. Wait, Issei, you can't be hers. Issei. Stop joking around, damn lizard, you never told me anything, but now I'll kill you. I won't give up on your new carrier, I'll eliminate him and you'll die, I swear, traitor. Gaglian. Ha 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 ha, I hope losing your 4th-rate lizard carrier doesn't affect you, ha 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 ha. Rias. Issei, please, I love you and the girls too, please don't leave us. Tanya. Ha 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 ha, that sounded like don't leave me please, I will be faithful, but I will cheat on you with others later. You're a stupid daughter of a bitch, I'll kill you for cheating on him, I'll take care of him and make him happy, he'll have what you never had, a family, and maybe I'll have his offspring inside me, see you Gremory, I have a lot of things to do hahaha. Narrator. At that precise moment a magic circle covered her making her disappear. Miguel. What have we done? To be continued. Narrator. In the castle of Gurich Tanya was happy, her first phase of her plan was done, she just had to find her sisters, and the apocalypse would begin. Tanya. My dear soldiers, the world long ago denied us our right to be the rulers. Now I present to you my entourage, Albedo. Albedo. It is an honor to serve you, my mistress, that is what you want. Alucard Anderson. We are here, my love. Issei. We are at your service, Ahmed Gurichev. Tanya. I just want you in my bed, don't worry about the rest, I'll take care of everything hahaha. Narrator. In the castle of the Mad the leaders could not believe it because a direct descendant of the Gurichev was alive and said that she had sisters and that ate them up inside because now their Issei trump card was with the original demon queen. Surziches. We're screwed. Miguel. I learned that the Gurichev are as powerful as 3 mats. Azazel. If the stories are true, we're really screwed. Rias. Issei my Issei I changed him on a damn whim and now he is him. Surziches. I know little sister, but now we will try to get Issei back to us I swear. The daughters of the original Demon King P2. Presenter. Today we present the sister of the underworld named Rory. Narrator. Somewhere in the ancient underworld inside a massive castle is the new nemesis of the 3 factions that is Tanya de Gurichev. Tanya. My dear subjects, it is time to return the magic, power and strength to this world that denied us. Now I present to you my new acquisition, my dear servant Issei. He was expelled like us, but now his power is on our side. He is the new bearer of Gaglian, the golden emperor dragon of creation and life. At this moment, my sisters are scattered across the globe. Our first stop will be in our own world. Here, somewhere in our castle, is my younger sister Rory de Gurichev. Find her. All. Yes Tanya-sama. Tanya. Issei, don't go, I need you to come with me. Issei. Yes, love. Narrator. They passed through the corridors and these were restored by the passing of Issei who walked in a corridor next to Tanya and she saw everything melancholically the corridors seemed very familiar to her in a corner they saw a doll that was slowly restored by the power of Gagli and she smiled and said. Tanya. You know Issei when I was here I was treated in a very monotonous way you know my father never treated us like his daughters, we were only the descendants of a very recognized lineage, I never had friends always fighting against my sisters, but despite that we always met here she opened a door and there was a large window that faced the sun, maybe it sounds silly, but in the years when I was without anyone this place always had someone I never saw his face, but he always supported me and gave me encouragement to resist this torment. Flashback. Hello Tanya-sama, how are you? Tanya. I'm fine, tell me what the human world is like, I've never seen it. He is beautiful just like you, as beautiful as the cherry trees of Japan. Tanya. Cherry trees tell me what they are like. Of course, it will be a pleasure to tell you what they are like. They are trees with pink flowers. Their time is short, then the cherry trees lose their flowers. These petals fall to the ground. It really is a beautiful spectacle. Tanya. It sounds beautiful, but tell me will you stay with me? Of course I will always stay with you Tanya-sama. Vin flies back. Tanya. He always left, but when I heard you that time in that place, your voice became familiar to me. It was you from my dreams, right? The one who accompanied me every night in my dreams. It's true, it's you, it's true, Issei. Tell me crying. Issei. I don't remember much about this place, but during my childhood I met 4 girls, one of them looked a lot like you, I don't know if it was a dream, but they came out of different doors you came out of here, showing the door where they entered a black-haired girl came out of that door, showing the door next to them, I always thought that you were a product of my imagination, but now I don't believe it you are real you are here, and that comforts me to know that I was never alone, and I was only waiting for your return to me Tanya-sama. Tanya. Silly thanks for being with me Issei wait you said my sister was leaving here. Issei. Don't you think she's here or if Tanya opens the door with a bang and there was her sister turned into stone with a high power seal, it's not possible she's the same as the one in my dream, even though she was only a few years old I would recognize her anywhere. Tanya. My sister Rory de Gurichev is very well protected, this seal would only be broken by a celestial type dragon, but because I'm worried, I have one here, Issei, break it. Issei see Tanya-sama balance breaker Gaglian. Let's start. He hit the seal hard, but he threw it back hard, but he kept hitting it until little by little it broke. I won't stop hitting it, even if my fists fell apart. Hey Tanya saw how Issei hit his sister's seal hard from his fists. Blood came out of Issei's, but he didn't stop and continued hitting hard, while Tanya cried at the bravery and courage of her new servant Haya. I'm not going to give up now. No. Hey Haya, when the last blow hit hard, it broke completely, and Rory Degurichev came out of the wall asleep, but Issei stopped her fall still with her arms broken and bleeding. Rory, wake up, you're home, while Gaglian rebuilt Issei's arms. Gaglian. You have an excellent servant, Tanya, don't think about it, take him when he's healed because he's worth his weight in gold. Look, she's waking up. Rory Degurichev, wake up. Rory. This scent is familiar, is it from the Gaglian? Do you have someone who belongs to me? Hatter your helmet. At that moment, the Gaglian helmet will open and reveal a fainted Issei. Yes, it's you. Tanya. Leave my servant who loves ridiculous dresses alone. Rory. It's like when this happened, Chibi. Tanya. Ha, I'm your older sister, respect me, I'm a little crazy. Rory. Yes, whatever you say, shorty. Tanya. I'm going to. Issei. Stop fighting, Tanya-sama. Rory-sama, that won't get you anywhere. Work as a team, only then will you get what you want. Rory. Ha, he's right, sister. Dend, we're waiting. This is it. Tanya. If I say that the room where we used to meet often was the meeting point, don't you think so, sister? Rory. Yes, I do. It's time to find our next sister, but first I'll have a romantic evening with your new servant. Tanya. No, don't even think about it, he's mine and he will be the father of my children. Rory. No, Chibi overtook me. Issei. Help Gaglian. Gaglian. It's your problem, boy, don't look at me, cover yourself. Issei. Issei. Ha, demons. A powerful attack destroyed the wall. Multiple swords surrounded Tanya, and Rory had his battle axe. Girls, take it easy. Hey Aya. Gaglian. Run. Issei on. Narrator. The battle began and the two sisters hit hard. Rory with his axe and Tanya with her swords and her sawed-off shotgun. The two seemed like they were enemies for years. The battle destroyed a part of the castle, and everyone in the entourage knew that the two sisters were reunited. And Albedo said. Albedo. Mistress Tanya and Rory-sama have already met. Let's go. Alucard, Anderson, we must prevent them from destroying the castle. Alucard, Anderson. See, Albedo-sama. Narrator. While Rory and Tanya were telling each other their truths. Rory. Why do you only want him? He's ours, shares Tanya, hitting, but is blocked by 3 of Tanya's swords. Tanya. Respect your older sister Rory, besides I will be the only one who takes her virginity after, and only after that will you have it, but after we are all together. The 4 sisters understood separating, and the 2 were breathing heavily. Rory. Okay, but it'll be next after you, understood Wani-sama. Tanya. It's okay, but now part of the castle is destroyed. I'm sure Albedo will kill us if she doesn't get herself together. Issei. At that moment the parts of the castle fit together and returned to normal, and Issei says you don't have to fight for me, I know you too well, I had a beautiful dream with you. Now that I remember, you were always my inspiration to continue despite being wrong. I always remembered you as my greatest inspiration, and I love you. I don't know what it will be, but I remember the things that made me laugh, cry and love. I don't know, but now that you are here, I will always be there for you, and I will be your protector. I don't care who opposes you kneeling, I will be your most faithful servant and husband. No matter if my enemy is the world itself, I will eliminate you for you, I swear. Narrator. The 2 women in front of him hugged him tightly. Rory and Tanya said. Rory. Tanya. You are everything a woman wants. Hayadu. Issei. Alucard. Well, we have the perfect boyfriend for our mistresses. Anderson. I just hope they don't kill him all the time. Ha 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 ha. Albedo. I am envious of my mistress for having such an excellent husband at her side, and I would like to have him. Rory. Albedo. Well, when we're all together, we'll talk. Also, I think that if Issei is going to be the Demon King, he'll have to have a harem. Don't you think so, Albedo? Albedo. Ho, if he loves. Besides, the Pleiades woke up, Sebas did too. Sebas. Rory-sama. Tanya-sama, it's a pleasure to know that they didn't destroy the castle. Tanya. We found my sister Rory, it's time to look for my other sisters, Alicia and 02, one of them is in Romania, and the other is in England. We have to go there and find them, that's an order. All. Yes, Tanya-sama. We'll continue. Narrator. While in the Gremory castle was trying to find out where Issei and Tanya were. Degurichev. Sirziches. You have to find Issei and Tanya, talking to them is our top priority. Rias. Yes, brother, I'll bring my husband back, I swear. The Daughters of the Demon King Original P3. Narrator. In England, somewhere in the castles of the Degurichev family, inside an abandoned castle, in a painting there is a girl with horns and red skin wearing a black dress. She was hugging a book, looking at the door of the great enclosure with a sparkle from those bright blue eyes that were illuminated by the moonlight that entered through the windows of the enormous mansion that was deteriorated by time. "Where are you, sir? Tell me where you are." Narrator. In the living room of the Degurichev mansion where Rory and Tanya were, Issei's heart ached and he fell to the floor and fainted. Tanya. Issei, wake up. Narrator. Elsewhere, he was at the great gate to enter a huge castle when Issei opened the door. In front of him there was a girl crying, and he went to see her and saw something that baffled him. "Finally it's you," jumping and crying, seeing him while she ran and hugged him, barling. "Issei. I'm at home 02. Narrator. After a few hours Issei woke up crying and happy. Tanya. Rory. What happened to you, Issei? Issei. I know where to find 02 Rory, Tanya-sama. Narrator. He put his hand on his chest and a great light came out of it and said. Issei. Balance breaker Gaglian paladin mode. Bet on me and I'll take you to where 02 is. Rory. Tanya. You're incredible, Issei. Narrator. Climbing on Issei's back and taking off with its enormous wings in front of them, a huge portal was created with the symbol of the Deguriche family and he entered it and they disappeared. In England the castle was being hit by a storm with rain and wind and thunder flashing in the sky at that moment. As if a god arrived, the sky cleared, the plants grew, and the enormous golden dragon appeared with wings of the same color descending, and the castle began to rebuild itself in a surprising way. The flowers grew, and life seemed to be reborn, the trees turned green, and the animals approached to see the imposing golden dragon that decreased in size and bowed, placing the two women on the green grass, but when they went to thank him they were amazed to see him. His hair changed to gold, his body was bigger, and his eyes turned red like those of a dragon on his body. He wore an impressive golden armor, and Issei saw them and said. Issei. What's wrong, Tanya-sama? Rory-sama, I have something on my face. Tanya. Rory. It's not that you're very different, you're very, very desirable. To say, well, to say different. Issei. Hi, already tell me when you see the hand you see your body and you are impressed. This is me, I don't believe it, but I like this new me. If I forgot 02 I'm going for her. But when she started walking everything seemed like it was in slow motion, and when she realized she was at the door of the great castle which regained its beauty and power. But how did I move so fast? Tanya. Rory. But how did it move so fast? Baglian. A side effect of being Issei, your strength, reflexes and power increased by using 2 of my 4 forms to fight. I see. It's incredible. Well, we have to go. And when he breaks down the door, the painting of 02 is in front of him, but at that moment, a knight in front of him wakes up and roars loudly. Tanya. Rory. That's Berserker, the Black Knight. According to our father, he was dead. How is he still alive? Narrator. Berserker moved slowly and stood between Issei and the painting and roared loudly, causing his sword to glow red as he studied his opponent. Issei. You want to stop me? Then I'll give you something. I'm coming for 02 and not even you, no one will stop me from taking her, you understand? Berserker Balance Breaker Celestial Paladin Mode. Narrator. With great speed the two hit their swords, each blow towards an incredible shock wave. Each blow. Issei said. Issei. I will not stop fighting for her. Sound of metal. She is everything to me, to Tanya-sama, to Rory-sama, she is my dear demon, I will never let you have her. Berserker. At that moment, Issei and Berserker leave the castle and strongly strike their swords, but at that moment the two are split by the immense power of both. I will never leave her alone. You never heard Berserker, she is the most precious treasure in this place, and I am going to take her with me. Berserker. Narrator. The blows of the two were given with devastating force, each impact caused the ground to fragment from the force of the two. When hitting the two, gave an incredible beating between two titans who did not want to lose, but in that moment, Berserker grabs Issei's head and stamps it on the ground, but he recovered and strongly hits Berserker's head, throwing him against a nearby wall, and begins to hit him hard until the armor that covers his fists falls apart from such force, causing part of Berserker's mask to fall, showing a shadow, but when he raises his face, it is Issei, showing how evil a knight can be if he is plunged into darkness. Issei. I see they are my negative feelings, but I don't care, I will defeat you, fake Issei. Narrator. The two continued hitting each other, they both hit hard to the point of almost giving each other fatal wounds. Berserker had a hole in his stomach, Issei had a broken leg and his eye damaged, but they kept moving, while Tanya and Rory cried seeing Issei like that, but they knew that he had to destroy Berserk in order to get 02 out of his prison. At that moment Issei and Berserker attack each other for the last time and destroy part of the place. When the dust dissipates you see Berserker and Issei, Berserker crying and Issei grabbing Berserker. Well, this is his frustrations, his heartbreak and his illusions that died when he found out about the Gremory group. And Issei says. Issei. Thank you Berserker for destroying my old ties, thank you. At that moment Berserker turns into blue particles that reach the painting where 02 is, and it divides in two. Seeing a door, this opens, and you see 02 sleeping, while Issei is supported by Tanya and Rory, who bring him closer to 02, and this one with his bloody face, says I'm home 02. Narrator. At that moment a huge seal breaks and 02 begins to wake up and says. 02. You came for me Issei my knight. Issei. If I did it like I said I'll get you out of here 02. Issei fell on the bed where 02 was crying with her sisters because the man in front of them was the one they always wanted and loved, and now they wouldn't let someone hurt him again, and he said in his sleep, I will protect you from everything, I will give my life for you girls. They covered their mouths and watched with tenderness as the boy they loved would risk everything for them, even his life, as long as they were happy. 02. It's my turn to heal your wounds. She transformed into a woman with pink hair and snow-white skin and sky-blue eyes with a headband adorning her head with two small red horns and a strange outfit. Wake up Issei and give us your love. She gave a kiss that lasted a little while, and Issei's wounds began to regenerate faster than Gaglian's power. It's time to go home Tanya Rory. Consider yourself dead 02. 02. It wasn't my intention, don't kill me. One saw Ms. Hijas running through the castle while her sisters chased her. Don't wait, it wasn't my fault. Hijas Issei-kun, help me Berserker. The three sisters fought Berserker with 02, Rory and Tanya with their weapons, the three of them fought with devastating force. Gaglian. It's good to have a little fun, don't you think Issei-kun? While he was sleeping peacefully in 02's bed, it's good to know that my partner will give the next generation of crazy people To be continued. Narrator. In the Gremory castle all the factions were gathered except the Asgardians and Yokai. In that group they were discussing where Tanya and her sisters were, but at that moment a demon comes in and says. Demon. Mr. Searches, a demon saw Tanya with the former Sekiryuutei in England with another woman. We have to go now or they can leave and we won't know where they will be after. Searches. Prepare a group, we already have to recover Issei at all costs. Rias. Brother, I will also go with you, we will bring Issei even if he doesn't like it, come on, brother. Miguel. Get ready, we have to go now. Azazel. And quickly now. Everyone. Yes. The daughters of the Demon King original P4. Narrator. In the castle de Gurichev were the members of the court of Tanya, Rory and Aaron, who were eager to gather the last of the sisters. Alicia, the youngest sister and half-royal vampire, but at that moment some magic circles interrupt them, and in front of the three women appear Surziches, Azazel and Miguel, who bring their retinues and a large group of angels, demons and fallen angels, and the three leaders say. Azam. Tanya de Gurichev and company give us hi to Issei. Tanya. Damn cockroaches don't give up, do they? Rory. Who are they, sister? Do they want to take Issei-kun away from us? Then we will take drastic measures. Aaron. They want to take Issei-kun away from us, I won't allow it, girls, give me time. Narrator. The angels, demons and fallen angels attack together, but at that moment a voice resounds behind them and says. Rider. Forget the rest, just go ahead and say the world at 009 and continue with the story. Well, so these are the factions, they are simply stupid. Walking slowly with Aaron in his arms. What do you want my mistress to do? Aaron. Hurt everyone without killing them. Dio. Whatever my mistress says. Taking out a bunch of knives. Take this, you bastards. Throwing them and stopping inches away from everyone. His time is up. Narrator. They all fell on the spot, some very badly, others like Surziches, Miguel and Azazel were in pain because they received them on the legs. Surziches. Damn who you are. Dio. My name is. Learn to trash. I am Dio Brando. I am a vampire and I am the servant of Miss Aaron Sama. Bow down to her beauty. Surziches. Damn it. Take this crimson destruction. The large ball of energy headed towards Rory, but someone stood in front of it and returned it. It's not true, and they narrowly dodged it, and it advanced and exploded. How is that possible? In front of him was a man with horns and a staff in his hand with white hair, and he said. Don't you dare do that again or I'll have to kill you. Miguel. Who are you, damned, because you don't let us stop them? I'll tell you my name, damned human with dove wings, my name is Devil, the demon king of another world, and you messed with my mistress, and that will cost you dearly. Forgive me for being late. Tanya Sama balance breaker Gaglian demon infernal. Dio Devil Issei. We are ready for the fight. An immeasurable power was released from them, and those present felt the terror of seeing the powerful members of the three women's entourages behind them, that they are not going to attack us factions, we are ready to kill them. Narrator. The first to attack them were the armies, but in the blink of an eye, they all fell before the gaze of the three factions, who were terrified of the three men, but did not give up, and Rias and her entourage attacked Issei. Gremory entourage. We won't let you keep him, Tanya, he's ours, we would never leave him to a boor like you, he's ours, give me back my senpai, give us back Issei-kun, Issei senpai come back, Issei come back friend. Issei. How dare you insult my mistress, bitches, take this. Bakuryuha. Rider. Just the attack, nothing more. Narrator. The Gremory group was taken out of the place by Azazel and Miguel, but upon seeing the destruction, Azazel was very scared of the power of the new Issei. Rias. It's not true, he wanted to kill us, you can't be Issei, that's not my Issei. Azazel. Factions, let's retreat, we will lose if we face them. Actions. We are leaving now. At that moment they appeared and left. Io Diablo Issei. Cowards attack us and then run away like the rats they are. Narrator. At that moment the three return to their base form and bow to the three women and say together. Io Devil Issei. We are at your service, our masters. Io. It is good to have awakened by his blood Eren Sama. Eren. I still have to free two more. Io. But you are still my dear mistress and I wouldn't let that happen to the one who took me in when no one else would, smiling broadly. Rory. It's good to see you, devil. Tell me, how was your sleep? Diablo. Very well, but thank you for freeing me from your axe in time to defend it, master, and when you will free the other pieces of your axe, Brynhilder. Rory. It's not time yet, devil, but let's go for my sister Alicia, your queen, Dio. Dio. No, I don't want to be attacked again, no more torment. Oh my god, the poor guy was sitting in a corner with a dark aura over him. No, I don't want any more trauma. Eren. God, are you okay, God? Tanya. I remembered you were the one who bit you when there was nothing to do. Ha 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 ha, my sister had fun with you. Devil. Good thing Tanya-sama didn't see me. Tanya. You don't have to hide anymore, devil, I already have someone else to bother, that is Issei, our new servant, and he will be her new companion and the husband of the four. Olney. Devil. How is that possible? My mistress with a dragon, but his power is overwhelming, so that's why I'm not going to attack him, he is worthy of my mistress. Did not give. Dio. You look a little puny, but I hope you take my queen off my back and I'll accept you into our group. Rory. Tanya. Eren. That's what you said. Dio. He was the one who swore to them that he loves them. Issei. No, I didn't go where it is. Rory. Tanya. Eren. God, don't pretend you were God. God. No, it wasn't me, help devil. Devil. Don't look at me, you did that, hold on, God. Dio. Tasakaru. Issei. Narrator. At that moment Issei fainted and saw a large window and saw a girl, and she turned around and said. Eren, are you home? And she hugged him and kissed him on the lips. I was waiting for you, find me, Darren. All. Issei sent. What happened to you? Issei. I know where to find Alice, she is in Teep's castle somewhere in Romania. Tanya. I know where the old Pele's castle is in Romania, but before it was called Teep's castle. I knew it belonged to our family, but my father sold it to a certain Charles I of Romania, but I know that the king returned it to him before the War of the Factions, and it is known that it has been uninhabited for years. Issei. We have to go to Romania now, balance breaker mode. Dragon Paladin Jeglian, come up, we have to go, let's go. All. Yes. Narrator. Inside a dilapidated castle is a cross, and in the center of the cross is an image of a young woman with golden hair, blood-red eyes and a white dress. In the middle of the enclosure the cross has embedded a lot of weapons, among which are swords, axes, pistols and spears, which are immersed in the great cross. The castle is illuminated by the light of the moon, and bats are seen coming out of the castle. In it are a lot of living dead and skeletons which jealously defend the castle from which it is impossible to enter. Narrator. At that moment a golden dragon enters and the undead turn before the dragon as it roars, and the cross in the middle of the enclosure shines, calling to the great horde of dead that gather before the imminent entrance of the dragon. Tanya. Sisters, you know what to do. Divide yourselves. We'll meet in the center. Dio, stop time and the devil will attack with force. Don't hold back, Rory, destroy them, Eren. You know your role. Start. All. Yeez. Dio. The world. Diablo. Yaintu de Oro is an explosion. The power gathered in the gem of his staff and fired a sphere of energy that grew larger and exploded. Rory. Let's start. Devil Labyrinths. My servants 4 sapphires came out of Rory's axe and 4 people were seen are free. It's good to be back, don't you think, devil? Don't think I'll let you get close to my mistress. Diamond spears. Narrator. The skeletons and undead were swept away by the powerful attack of one of the 4 people, and that was it. Rory. It's good to see you, Inuyasha. Inuyasha. It's good to see you, love. We continue. Girls, it's time for them to understand that with our mistress, no one messes with smart people. Narrator. The 3 attacks destroyed everything in their path. Inuyasha. It's been a while since I saw you girls. Hahaha. Lucy, and Ace, Marina. Rory. Let's start, guys, let's stop my sister's army. Everyone. Yes, he loves Rory. Eren. Be careful. Tanya. Issei, destroy my sister's seal, it's time to bring in the heavy artillery. Raising his hand and took 2 ampoules out of a dimension and said, I free them from their sleep. Devilman and Wargreymon Black. Evelyn wore Greyman Black. We are ready for the battle Ama. Or Greyman Black. Dark Terra Force. The powerful attack destroyed a part of Pele's castle. Evelyn. Hellfire. An immeasurable burst of fire swept away those in the area. Narrator. In the castle everyone was fighting for a good cause to stop the horde of dead and skeletons that were trying to stop them, but Issei and Tanya were in the air watching everything from above. While Tanya's sisters stop the hordes, they go to the huge cross that is in the center of the mansion, and Issei enters protecting Tanya with his wings falling, and the pile of dead rises in front of them. Aglian. Are you ready, Issei? You only have one more balance breaker that you haven't used. This is cruel. No one in my millennia has used all my balance breakers. The last one is Gate of Babylon. Issei. Let's start. Gaglian walking towards them who were an army. Aglon. Gate of Babylon. The glow stopped the advance of the dead, and when he saw Issei again he was with a lot of weapons behind him. Issei. This is the Gate of Babylon, it's incredible, it's time to eliminate all of you, go for Alicia-sama. But something happened because in the holes appeared weapons from the human world, such as tanks and battleships with turrets and different types of artillery, also a powerful submarine that opened its doors, and a lot of missiles were seen ready to attack. What is this? Weapons from my world like. Aglian. I think you modified the balance breaker. Start boy, pull Alice out of her dream. Issei. Yes, Gate of Babylon. Narrator. They all attacked at the same time, and Issei joined a fighter plane destroying the entire army and said. Issei. It's time to destroy your prison Alicia, and he hit the cross that contained Alicia hard, but it had a more powerful seal than the others. I'm not going to give up. Rory-sama, lend me your weapon. At that moment, the axe Brynhildr appeared in Issei's hands. I'm not going to give up, but when I hit the cross, it barely fragmented a little. I don't care, and Rory's weapon disappeared. Ready Gaglian. Aglian. Whenever you want to say. Issei. Golden disintegrator cannons fire. The two cannons hit full on, but continued damaging very little to the seal. Issei continued hitting with different weapons, slowly managed to fragment Alicia's seal more, which at any moment would break. It's time to get rid of it once and for all. Hitting the cross hard, which freed Alicia, who fell into Issei's arms, who smiled at Alicia's face, that woke up. Are you okay, Alicia? Alicia. It's you, Issei, you've changed a lot. Thank you. I knew you would free me. At that moment, all the dead disappeared and the field filled with flowers. The castle was slowly being restored and its majesty revealed. Issei sisters, thank you. But he had fallen asleep from the overexertion of destroying the great cross that had her prisoner. I see that we are all together. It's time to talk, isn't it, sisters? Tanya. We have a lot to talk about, sisters, let Issei sleep. Narrator. At that moment, the four sisters' queen pieces emerge from their boxes along with 4 knights, 4 rooks, and 16 of the 4 sisters' pawn pieces, and enter Issei's chest. Everyone. It belongs to 4, it's impossible. Tanya, Rory, and Alicia. That's what we wanted, it's ours. Finally it doesn't belong to them anymore, it's ours. To be continued. Narrator. In the underworld they were very shocked with the power of the new Issei, and his smile had left his face, as well as those feelings of kindness. Now he only saw hatred and revenge. Surziches. How can a man change so much? He was the pillar and we tore him down. Now he is the sword and shield of the enemy. Miguel. It is impossible to stop his rage. He is no longer Issei, he is a servant of Tanya and her sisters. He is now a monster who was born from the bad ways in which we treated him, and the revenge that now dwells in his heart will never disappear. He is determined to kill whoever opposes his mistress. Azazel. Our friend is gone. Now we have the most terrible enemy, not even more terrible than the Trihexa, and he will not stop until he sees us dead. Rias. No, that monster is not Issei. Issei, wake up from that control and come to me please. Ha ha ha. Narrator. In Gurichev Castle were all the deer and the 4 daughters of the original Demon King. They watched as their beloved slept in the bed intended for her husband. Tanya. Thank you Gremory, without you this wouldn't be happening, but I still hate you sisters. Let's give the factions a bigger problem for having deceived the love of our life and trying to seal it. We are going to go to Kuo and be what he didn't have, a family, a love, a decent life. That's what we will do, and we will make them see the worst mistake they made is despising the factions. The arrival of the Gurichev sisters. Narrator. It's been 8 months since Issei disappeared and the factions are desperately searching for him. Rias and her entourage failed the school year and they are in worse shape since Issei left. Now 4 women are entering the ranks of Rias and Akeno, but this is only the prelude to a war that is coming. The day we present 4 princesses in Kuho. Rias narrates. In these months I have not performed well in school. I do not even go to classes very regularly. Rossweisse dropped out of school and she locked herself in her room. She has been there for a long time. Kaneko has been depressed, just like me, and does not sleep much. She always sleeps with her stuffed animal which she calls Issei. The church trio are very distracted. They blame each other for everything, the loss of Issei and her betrayal of him. Akeno has been depressed and only goes to classes, and her mischievous personality disappeared. Now any man who crosses her is violently reprimanded and hated. She only sees a photo of Issei, and the room we shared with Issei is treasured and has a magic combination door with doors created by Asgard dwarves which can only be opened with the rings that were found in Issei's room for us, but we all only think about his arrival and that he gives us his love, but Tanya does not. I took her with my sisters, and now we will fight tooth and nail to take her away from me, even if it costs us our lives. Narrator. In the morning Rias, Akeno, Asia, Xenovia, Irina and Kaneko are depressed, but at that moment a huge limousine parks and a man dressed as a butler comes out and opens the door. The door of the limousine, and out of it come 4 women and a man. But when he comes out, Kaneko reacts and looks at him with passion, but when he sees her, he gets angry and turns around, looking straight ahead. Kaneko. That scent is from Issei. All. Don't joke, Kaneko. Kaneko. I'm not joking, that boy who got off that limo has Issei's scent and his magic signature, that's Issei. Rias. It can't be Kaneko, he has golden hair and red eyes, and he's also accompanied by women. Kaneko. Those women are the ones who protected Issei, remember. Rias as the Iricone. It's not true, they are Tanya and her sisters, and that is Issei crying when she saw him, but something changed in her gaze was more serious, and she looked after her mistresses with zeal. Those bitches dare to come to our school to rub it in our faces, damn it. Narrator. They enter the school as if they were princesses brought from another world, passing among the students, while their gazes were icy towards the boys and hateful towards the girls, while a man behind them escorted them calmly and watched them with zeal, while they headed to the direction. While laughing he said. Rias. Irina keeps a close eye on those women without Issei noticing. Irina. If Rias saw them running while they headed to their classrooms quickly, but at the door, 2 men are with a look of hatred and walk slowly inside the school. Narrator. Issei had faint memories of this place and how at this institute he met Rias and his ex-girlfriends with hatred in his mind. But at that moment the 5 enter the principal's room and he receives them and gives them a paper where it says their grade and class they will attend. Outside of this is Irina, but she doesn't notice 2 people approaching her with murderous intent. Well, what are you doing here, black-winged dove? Narrator. When she sees him, Irina backs away because that's Anderson, but when she turns around, she sees something even more terrifying. Well, didn't they tell you that spying on others is rude, girl smiling grimly. Narrator. She tried to leave but was lifted by the neck and was running out of oxygen, but Jin intervened and told her not to kill her. Alucard, Anderson, leave her alone, otherwise we'll get into trouble. Alucard Anderson. Yes, I love Gilgamesh, throwing her on the spot while she coughed and said. Irina. I know who you are, Issei, I know that, but she was violently grabbed by the blouse. Gilgams. Don't you dare say that filthy name again, only 4 people can't say it, and my allies for you. I am Gilgams, the bearer of the Golden Emperor Dragon, understood, looking at her with hatred. Narrator. He let go of her, and she ran to the halls with a face of terror, knowing that it was indeed Issei. At that moment the 4 women entered and said. 4 sisters. It's time to suffer, Gremory group, hahaha. Narrator. The 5 went to the classroom and there in the classroom they knocked on the door. The teacher came out and said something, then she came in and said. Teacher. Dear students, today we have 5 new students. I hope you support them in everything they do. Narrator. Rias and Akeno saw a ghost from their past and they saw it in front of them. At that moment they saw 4 women and a man enter. Teacher. Please introduce yourselves to the group. My name is Tanya von de Gurichev. My name is Rory von de Gurichev. My name is Aaron von de Gurichev. My name is Alicia von de Gurichev. My name is Gilgams Kuznetsov, steward of the ladies of Gurichev. To be continued. Students. Woo-wee. Rias, that's Issei, my Issei, I finally have him within my reach. Akeno. It's time to eliminate them and kill them with the kukuku. Narrator. On the outskirts of the city, they were transporting Albedo and all the pieces of the Gurichev sisters' castle from the underworld to the human. Albedo. The transport seal is ready, let's begin. At that moment, the transport seals revealed how colossal the de Gurichev castle was in the human world. It's ready, Tanya and her sisters will be very happy about this. Factions, let the game begin. The beginning of the harem, the declaration of war P1. In the previous chapter. 4 sisters. It's time to suffer, Gremory group, hahaha. Narrator. The 5 went to the classroom and there in the classroom they knocked on the door and the teacher came out and said something and then said. Teacher. Dear students, today there are 5 new students. I hope you support them in everything they do. Narrator. Rias and Akeno saw a ghost from their past and they saw it in front of them. At that moment they saw 4 women and a man enter. Teacher. Please introduce yourselves to the group. My name is Tanya von de Gurichev. My name is Rory von de Gurichev. My name is Aaron von de Gurichev. My name is Alicia von de Gurichev. My name is Gilgams Kuznetsov, steward of the ladies of Gurchev. Narrator. At that moment Rias and Akeno stand up and see Gilgamesh in amazement. Teacher. Any problems, ladies? Rias, Akeno. Rias, Akeno. No, none, teacher. Narrator. Classes continued and Rias and her queen were attentive to Gilgams and the 4 demon queens, who were smiling haughtily at seeing them next to Gilgams, who was studying as if he knew what he was doing, while other students were nervous to ask how old he was and if he had a girlfriend and other things. When the class change occurred, the new teacher entered, causing Rias and Akeno to feel terror. When they saw who it was, all the students, when they saw him, they returned to their desks, and the ones who were smiling were the 4 sisters when they saw him enter in a sepulchral manner. It gives me a pleasure to meet you, students. My name is Alexander Anderson. I am your literature teacher, and I have come to teach you manners and some history. I hope you like my way of studying, otherwise no type of stupidity will be allowed in my class. Do you understand? I am not like your pathetic teachers. I came to make you useful men and women. Do you understand? All. See, sensei. Narrator. The classes were so exhausting that some students ended up in the infirmary because of Anderson's constant scolding of the distracted students, including Akeno, who couldn't handle the constant scolding and threats from the teacher. She got a nervous tic and ended up in the infirmary. Rias was the most attacked for not paying attention to the teacher and was punished harshly by Alexander. The bell to leave class at recess rang, and everyone was grateful because the only ones who weren't scolded were Tanya, Rory, Aaron, and Alicia, along with Gilgamesh. They were the only ones who weren't punished. Alexander. I hope that tomorrow you bring the Renaissance homework, and I hope that you write your letters well. They are not at the level of your grade. Without further ado, rest if you can. Narrator. During recess, no one could approach the 4 Gurchev sisters because Gilgams protected them with his hands and his death glare from the perverted and stupid students who wanted to make a pass at them, while the girls watched Gilgams from afar, who for any girl was very good and protective. At that moment, Kiba arrives and says to him. Kiba. Gilgams and I want to talk to your masters. Gilgamesh. Speak, pretty boy. Kiba. Miss Tanya, the occult club wants you to come tonight for a talk. Just that. Without further ado, I'm leaving. I hope to see you there, ladies. Tanya. Okay, Kiba-kun, we'll go. We have a lot to talk about, your mistress, my sisters and I, smiling grimly. Narrator. Classes continued normally. The 4 demon queens along with Gilgamesh, Alucard and Anderson went to the occult club to see what the Gremory group had to say. Kiba was outside the building when he saw the 4 women with 3 men behind them. Kiba. I'm glad the demon queens and their entourage are here, but. Tanya. Everyone is here, let's start. We have many things to do and one of them is to have descendants, so what they are going to tell us, to be brief, is not like that, sisters. Rory. Yes, Tanya, we have a lot of things to do, licking lips. Aaron. We have a lot of things, so let's keep it short. Alicia. Hurry up, you cheap demon, we don't have all day now. Narrator. Inside the room were everyone from Serziches, Miguel, Azazel and the Gremory group. At the door is knocked and Azazel ducked to avoid being slammed against one of the walls, and Tanya is seen with a smile from ear to ear, while her sisters get in line looking at the factions with a deranged smile behind them, were Alucard and Anderson. Next to him was Gilgamesh looking at everyone with hatred. Tanya. Wow, the crow, the dove, the bat and their little bats all here. Aha, how is it to be without your pillar of factions? I see that the fool Rias has the balance breaker. Do you think that with it you can beat our husband, fool? Hahaha. Rory. They're just trash, right, Issei? Aaron. He is more than you think. Now that we are all free, thanks to him no one will be able to beat us. Alicia. They are just trash against the powerful golden celestial dragon. Not even the Akruyuko will be able to defeat us. Even if the 3 factions join together, they will not be able to defeat our entourages. My queen, it's a pleasure to see you. I finally woke up from my dream. Who are these useless people? Do you have problems? Leave me alone. My queen was your father's faithful advisor. Ainzul Gown. We will destroy everything that tries to harm you. Tanya. No, Ains, it's not time yet, but soon. For now I just need my two missing pieces, my 2 bishops. Ains. It is a pleasure, my lady. Awaken pieces from their great lethargy. Wars of the perpetual ice. Esdith and Elsa. A huge wave of ice occurred in the place, and from the ice came out 2 women, one with hair as blue as the ice itself, and the other with armor made of ice and hair as golden as the sun. Rias. Don't tell me they're all your pieces. Tanya. Not all 3 behind Rory are yours. Good night, Esdith, Elsa. It's been a while since you last saw them. Esdith. It's a pleasure to see you, love, smiling, but her gaze stopped on the young man behind them, seeing those red orbs and that gold and red armor. Love, is that your husband? Elsa. Have more respect Esdeath, we are before our mistress, and if she wants she can get any man here you know looking at Esdeath, my mistress, excuse me, my sister is a little stupid, besides she knows her weakness is rude men, I like them too, but we must remain firm, sister. Tanya. It's a great surprise because I was thinking of offering them to the women in my entourage and I think they would all be happy with that, right darling? Issei. Yes, my queen, what you want, I will fulfill your orders. I am a deer that blindly follows your orders and if I have to kill the entire supernatural world, I will do it for you. Surziches. You're crazy Issei, would you kill everyone for her? Issei. Of course she is my love my life and I am her slave and if she wants me to copulate with whoever she wants, I will do it for her without complaint. I am not the same anymore they know that I am the person who will give his life for them and for others that my queen wants I am Gilgam's Kuznetsov, I am her husband. To be continued. Tanya. I'll tell you something Rias, he's ours. And I'm going to enjoy it today. I assure you that we will be the only ones and when I scream our names, I will be pleased to see what you are going to do. Ha ha ha. Don't worry, my sisters and I will enjoy it. We will tear out the feelings that he had and replace them with our own. That is our revenge. He declared war on the factions. No one here will survive my wrath. Enjoy your peace because it is only little. The world will be ruled by me and my lackeys and together with my sisters, we will make them suffer. I'm leaving, we have to take a virginity, tear out feelings and plan a war. Goodbye Rias Gremory and I keep telling you, thank you for bringing him. To my arms ha 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 another thing don't try anything stupid here because I will free my most faithful servant, I hope you survive your extinction or if those who want to join us are not in time and those who surrender I will forgive you have 1 month without more until then. Narrator. At that moment a magic circle swallowed them and they disappeared while Rias and the others fell to the ground and Issei's sister cried next to Kaneko. The 3 factions. There is no turning back now, this is extinction. The beginning of the harem the declaration of war P2. In the previous chapter. Tanya. I'll tell you something, laughs, he's ours. And I'm going to enjoy it today I assure you that we will be the only ones and when he shouts our names and feels the pleasure I will be pleased to see what you are going to do and say ha 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 don't worry my sisters and I will enjoy it we will tear out the feelings that he had and replace them with ours that is our revenge. Ahe and factions declared war no one here will survive my wrath enjoy your peace because it is only little the world will be ruled by me and my lackeys and together with my sisters, we will make them suffer I'm leaving we have to take a virginity, tear out feelings, and plan a war goodbye Rias Gremory, and I keep saying thank you for giving him to me in my arms, ha 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 another thing don't try anything stupid here, because I will free my most faithful servant, I hope you survive. Your extinction or if those who want to join us are in time and those who surrender I will forgive you, you have 1 month without more until then. Narrator. At that moment a magic circle swallowed them and they disappeared while Rias and the others fell to the ground and Issei's sister cried next to Kaneko. The 3 factions. There is no way around it, this is extinction. In the current chapter. Narrator. The Gremory group were in shock by what Tanya said and in their minds they saw themselves in Issei when he was with them and then like a glass broke seeing Gilgamesh with a smile and a large group of women surrounding him, smiling evilly while he left and they sank into the ground, unable to do anything and screaming. Rias. No Issei don't leave us and they sank completely in that instant they all woke up Issei where is it? Surziches. They left a few minutes ago, we are in serious trouble now she has everything in her favor we have to prepare for that at that moment, Gryphia arrives in a magic circle and says on the verge of fear, something that made everyone fear. Gryphia. My lord, this is a message from the husband of the daughters of the Demon King showing the message. Supernatural world my name is Gilgamesh Taguricha formerly called Haidu Issei. I come to inform you that my wives want all of them want the supernatural world to live in coexistence, but as everything must fall so that from those censors, a new world is born a new hope a faction a new king, a new kingdom everyone will be accepted everyone will be able to grow, have autonomy without people saying that they can't do and that if that is what my wives want everyone to rise up to a better world where we are all comrades join the winning faction to that of the demon queens I hope you join us, but those who try to stop us will be eradicated by the pieces and power of my comrades, goodbye Gilgamesh Taguricha Fahe another thing, they only have a month. See you, comrades and enemies. Disappeared in a magic circle. Miguel. That's not possible, he declared war on the entire supernatural world, that's possible. Azazel. The world will be in chaos with this announcement. Narrator. In the following days the supernatural world was in chaos, Yuzaka and Aden joined Tanya, along with other deities such as Quetzalcoatl, who had a fight with Tanya. Flashback a few hours earlier. Tanya. So you want to join us Quetzalcoatl-san, but what do you want from him aha? Quetzalcoatl. You know that boy looks incredible and I want a bite of him too, I know you're going to share him, and I plan to make him mine. Tanya. Try it, damn it, I know you don't even have any exhibitionist underwear. Narrator. The two went all out hitting their cheeks and both recoiled from the impact and went all out with the blows causing serious damage, but the two ended in a tie when their clothes were torn to shreds and Gilgamesh fainted from the exuberant bodies of the two women. Anya. Maybe I did that to him. I'm a better exhibitionist than you. Quetzalcoatl. No, I'm better than you. He stared at me longer than he did at you, flat girl. Anya. What did you say about beef breast? Quetzalcoatl. You said chopping board. Baines. Ladies calm down. Quetzalcoatl Tanya. Don't bother Skull. Izaka. Calm down and get dressed. Narrator. After that the Demon King's faction was gathered. Auden. It's good to see the daughters of a comrade I knew a long time ago, it's a pleasure to meet you Tanya, Rory, Aaron, Alicia. Quetzalcoatl. I'm glad to know that I have someone to fight with and not get bored ha 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 ha. Izaka. I met your father when I was little and he was fair to everyone and I hope you are too, but tell me why there is so much hatred towards the three biblical factions. Tanya. I'll tell you how it all started, those dogs. She told how the factions played with her husband and how they were going to lock him up with him. Trihexa, as they would give another one the balance breaker of the Red Emperor dragon and that enraged them. At that moment, three women came in and they said. Let's see, explain yourself better, Tanya, it seems that they betrayed him. Is it true? Explain how they were going to kill him and give his power to another idiot after he saved them. Tell me that. I don't understand. Is it true Tanya tell us how is that? Tanya. Are you perhaps my friends? Oh, that's right, they are the daughters of the gods. Incredible. The daughter of Zeus, Athena, the daughter of Anubis, Anubis, and the daughter of the sun, Amaterasu. Athena Amaterasu Anubis. It's been a long time since we last saw you, my friend. It's been a long time since we last saw you. You're still as small as ever. Tanya. I'm not small, I just didn't grow enough in my seal papa, it seems like the three of them grew up seeing their breasts and their bodies. Athena. It's not that bad, you know, this extra weight is very tedious, right? Amaterasu. It's true, but no man can resist our charms. Anubis. It's true that attributes are useful hahaha. Tanya. I hate them. Ilgams. Don't get mad Tanya, that just makes you look hexier. Ball. What the buck are you so hexy? What are you doing? Ilgamish. She's cute and hexy in every way and nothing's going to change my mind. Tanya. You do understand us Issei-kun well now that we are all here it is time to plan the fall of those stupid factions and I know where it will hurt more sisters within 11 more days we will free our pieces and we will attack the other factions and we will eradicate them but first Issei. Issei. Yes, my lady. Tanya. It's time for you to fulfill your duties as a husband. Today we will play you and us. Narrator. In the mansion of the Mad Lucif, he was so nervous about the accusations of the inhabitants of Lilith. Serziches. Our faction is falling apart, how is this possible? Miguel, Azazel and you, how are you? Michael. Most of my faction is destroyed and Gabriel left with a large number of seraphim and I am alone without my right hand. Azazel. The same thing happened to me with Zeril-san, she took all the falls and we are very unprotected and you. Serziches. My mother and my wife along with my daughter are gone and we don't know where they are. If they join Tanya it will be the end. Nothing and no one will be able to stop them. A busy night. In the previous chapter. Athena Amaterasu Anubis. It's been a long time since we last saw you, my friend. It's been a long time since we last saw you. You're still as small as ever. Tanya. I'm not small, I just didn't grow enough in my seal papa, it seems like the three of them grew up seeing their breasts and their bodies. Athena. It's not that bad, you know, this extra weight is very tedious, right? Amaterasu. It's true, but no man can resist our charms. Anubis. It's true that attributes are useful hahaha. Tanya. I hate them. Ilgams. Don't get mad Tanya, that just makes you look hexier. All. Wah. Ilgamish. She's cute and hexy in every way and nothing's going to change my mind. Tanya. You do understand us Issei-kun well now that we are all here it is time to plan the fall of those stupid factions and I know where it will hurt more sisters within 11 more days we will free our pieces and we will attack the three factions together and we will eradicate them but first Issei. Issei. Yes, my lady. Tanya. It's time for you to fulfill your duties as a husband today we will play and all those who joined us I hope you are in good shape hahaha. Well everyone in the room saw him and he just moved back but was quickly tied up by the pleads. Where did you think to go Issei don't worry I have many girls who love you, especially those 9 women saw Issei as a piece of meat which they will receive a piece and they smiled but first of all they went to the room and laid him on the bed it's time. To remove that from your heart Issei. Narrator. They kissed him and entered his mind where he was with a lot of chains and shadows tormenting them. They were below a huge mountain, and thousands of enemies were stalking them. Tanya. Oh my, these things torment her heart and mind. Rory. These things are insignificant before us sisters. Eren. Nothing will stop us from getting him out of those chains. Alicia. They are just garbage that must be eliminated. Narrator. At that moment, the four of them transform. With devastating force they kill every shadow that gets between them and Issei, dark versions of the Gremory, and Tanya with her swords and sawed-off shotgun, kills all those who get between them and her husband. Tanya. Damn scum, let us through, bitches. Rory. Alicia. The gates are open to an army of death, face it bitches. Rory with his axe will open a huge portal where millions of living dead come out, and Eren commands them. Narrator. At that moment, the armies advance, killing everything that moves and everyone who gets in their way. While Eren creates an enormous machine with an enormous spear, it is white with shades of gold and red. Destroying all enemies. Eren. Damn shadows, leave our love alone. 2 destroy them. The machine lights up its eyes while shooting thousands of bullets from its spear, crushing all those in front of it. Reaching the top, the true enemies are Rias, Akeno, Xenovia, Asia, Irina and Kaneko, so these are the ones that torment her heart and mind. Aha, taking out her claws, which look like the claws of some demon. Tanya. These stupid things won't die. Reloading her shotgun and spinning her swords around her, let's see how strong you damn shadows are. Rory. You never understand. Loading his axe on his shoulder and getting into battle stance, grinning madly. Let's get started, damn it. Alicia. These blood sacks didn't tell you we were coming, right? I'm going to cut them in two and give them to the dogs. Tanya. Let's start. She goes against Rias and shoots her in the arm, taking it off while Akeno tries to electrocute her, but Tanya's weapons prevent her, and she sends 20 of her swords, and they go through the body, and one of them goes through her throat, killing her instantly. At that moment she sees Rias making a ball of destruction, but before she can do it, Tanya shoots Rias in the head, and she dies instantly. Stupid to face me, I am stronger than pubescent girls like you. Rory. They think they can stop us, false women, it's because they don't know us, die like what they are, garbage. Rory goes for Xenovia and Asia, Xenovia goes with her railing, but it is destroyed by Rory's axe. She turns and splits Xenovia in half, killing her quickly, while Asia sees her trembling, and Rory looks at her seriously and angrily. What's wrong, did the mouse eat your tongue? Haha, come here. She put her axe on the floor and hit Asia's body hard, breaking her bones, and she fell near Rory's axe, and she picked it up and looked at the girl with hatred. Die once and for all, cutting off her head. Trash, you deserved it. Eren. So you're the cat in heat that rolls around with everyone. Aha, then I won't have mercy on you, damn cat in heat. She moved quickly and cut her stomach. Eren's speed was incredible, and Kaneko could only put up her magic shield, but it was of little use when Eren's claws seasoned her stomach, cut her shoulders and cut the ligaments in her legs, and she fell to the ground on her knees, and Eren picks her up. What's wrong? Why are you crying? You don't like my caresses? Well, look at her chest. That's what you did to her and those boars. It's time to die. Cat in heat piercing her chest and taking out her heart, crushing it in the process. That and more you deserve. Haha. Alicia. So my sisters did their thing. It's time to die, bitch. I assure you I'll enjoy it. With her huge sword she fights against Irina, but she can't overcome her speed, and she loses her arms and legs in the blink of an eye. She can only stay there while Alicia goes for her neck, and with her huge fangs tears off Irina's skin. You don't like it? Tough yuck, your blood is tar. Ha. But you won't get rid of this by making her nails grow, and she skinned her alive. You know I always dislike cheap boars, as you will understand, but already die. Taking her sword out of the ground, and he cuts off her head on the spot. Stupid to mess with us. Haha. Narrator. They stood in front of the chains that had her husband imprisoned. Tanya reloaded her shotgun. Rory looked at the chains. Eren sharpened her claws, rubbing them against each other, making sparks. Alicia put her sword in its sheath and looked happily at Issei, who was hanging by his hands, and they began to run, cutting all the chains, and seeing Issei hurt and without his heart, he looks up and sees them, while the four break the chains with their weapons and their hands until they reach him, and he smiles as they put their hands in the hole where his heart should be. At that moment he shines like a sun and shows himself again to Gilgamesh, smiling as his chains become his own weapon and a sword appears in his right hand as they return to their original form and are hugged by him. Gilgamesh. Thank you for freeing me from my chains. It's time for me to give you all my love and the others that you choose. This returned to itself in his bed while he saw the four women in front of him in his lowly form. Thank you, you are all I need. Do what you want with me. The four smiled and looked at her husband's body with lust. Lemon skipped. Sebas. You are better, my master. Issei. If thanks to you I already have your elixir, tomorrow will surely be a busy day. Sebas. But it's 9 a.m. my lord, I thought you had slept, but from what I see your performance is admirable. The father of the young ladies was also like that when his wives were here, the queen of the vampires Emilia Teeps, the fallen angel Azrael, the pure demon Ingrid de Gurichev, and the last one, young lady Haida, the goddess of the underworld. The four are still alive in their respective worlds, but they have not come. They must have a good reason for not visiting their daughters, ha 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 ha. I'll leave it, Master Issei. I have to prepare breakfast, and the bath is ready. Take a bath, it will do you good, I assure you. Issei. I didn't know my wives' mothers were still alive, but it's true, I'm leaving Seba's. I'll sleep as much as I can, wake me up when they're ready, but first I'll take a shower, and thanks for giving me a little of your time, Seba's. See you. Seba's. As you wish, Issei-sama. Seba saw him go up and disappeared among the corridors of the mansion. He has a better character than the father of the young ladies, haha. Time to wake up the others. Aha, the Pleiades told me that they were going to bathe, I must. Issei. Hiya. Seba's. Two ladies saw them, well, let them bathe him. Issei. Pleiades, what are you doing here? Pleiades. Well, we didn't come to bathe him, he won't believe us. Issei. I feel like I can't get up and move well, but Sebas didn't have to tell you that because I feel very tired and just this once I'll let you do it. Take a bath, you can start. Narrator. The Pleiades divided and each washed a part of the young Lupus Regina. She washed his right arm. She took his left arm. Yuri stood behind him and washed his back. Nerbril washed his torso, solution, and CZ2128 his legs, while Issei covered his privacy and he slowly fell into a deep sleep. They gently rinsed the young man and put him in the hot water where Yuri kept his head above water and her companions bathed. Then Nerbril took her place while Yuri bathed. They got out of the water and took the still sleeping young man to a special room where they dried him and dressed him. The 6 women blushed at what they saw but had to resist and return to their duties, happy to have helped their master and maybe just maybe his partner in the future. Sebas. Pleiades, why did it take so long? Don't tell me that he began to radiate a dark and fearsome aura and they were terrified. Pleiades. No, oh no, he is resting in a room in the Sebas-sama mansion. Sebas. I hope so, because if they touch the master, it won't be me they'll have to answer to. What did you say, Sebas? Sebas. Albedo-sama, Shaltier-sama. He bowed next to the Pleiades. I didn't think the mission Tanya-sama ordered them would be so easy. Albedo. Of course not, we are now ready to attack the factions. Everyone bows down before our masters. There is nothing you can do, right, you dry ones. Shaltier. Don't worry, Albedo, soon the world will return to the descendants of the Demon King, right guys? Narrator. A large group of men and women stood with red eyes and a sadistic smile. All. Yes, the world will fall into despair and death, our queens and our king will rule the earth as in the past, the Demon King will return to be all that he was, that is what interests us. We'll continue. Narrator. While in the Lucifer mansion, the faction leaders were trembling because 3/4 of their populations had left heaven. Lilith and Gregory, now what remained was terror. The Citri group and other demon clans had left to ask for amnesty, with Tanya, Miguel, Azazel, and the Gremory family were in panic. Surziches. In just half a month our forces were reduced by half, the new demon queens are causing a lot of problems and we do not plan to give up. Miguel. Our ranks have been annihilated by the fear that has been sown in all factions. The Olympians, the Egyptians, those from cultures across the sea, and other gods of Japan and the world. Nothing can stop it. Azazel. I spoke with Vali, and I will train the Gremory group with new balance breakers. I am sure that when they see us win, we will be able to stop their advance. If we don't, everything will be lost, right? Rias and your entourage. Entourage and Rias. Yes, Azazel-sensei. The 4 entourages. The start of the P1 war is approaching. In the previous chapter. Albedo. Of course not, we are now ready to attack the factions, everyone bows down before our masters, there is nothing you can do, right, you dry ones. Shaltier. Don't worry, Albedo, soon the world will return to the descendants of the Demon King, right guys? Narrator. A large group of men and women stood with red eyes and a sadistic smile. All. Yes, the world will fall into despair and death, our queens and our king will rule the earth as in the past, the Demon King will return to be all that he was, that is what interests us, we despise the factions. In the current chapter. Narrator. In the room where Issei gave himself to the goddesses and their wives, the first to wake up was Tanya, who is very disoriented from the night she had, and she takes a relaxing bath and notices something. Her Issei is not there and that intrigues her, but she knows that he must be resting after the work he had last night. Tanya. I'm sure all my pieces must have already woken up today. I will introduce them to the future father of my children, haha, but first I have to recover, I still can't stand for long. That Issei is very rough, but I love it. Ha, that hurts. I can't imagine how the others must be. Ah well, let's move. Ha, falling to the ground. Ha, I already knew it. Ouch, my face. Ah, good. Levitation. Ah, much better. Now let's get dressed. After a half hour of problems with the wardrobe, she managed to get out of her room without problems and saw all the entourages, but 3 went to the rooms of Rory, Aaron and Alicia, leaving only her entourage and her servants. Finally we are all together and everyone bowed to her. Everyone. Welcome home, Tanya-sama. Tanya. Introduce yourselves, my dear entourage. From an ancient place I was revived. I am Alucard Helsing vampire at your feet, my queen peace bishop. I was saved from the lies of the church. I am Alexander Anderson, exorcist. At your feet, my queen, bishop. From a city devastated by homunculi I was reborn from the ashes like the phoenix. I am Roy Mustang, alchemist of fire. I am at your feet, my mistress, peace bishop. From a failed experiment of another time I came to you. I am Maiden Hyuga the warrior of arms, and I am at your service, my queen peace bishop. From a clan destroyed by greed I am Demiurge Sekabit demon at your feet, my queen peace pawn. Scavenge from the clutches of humans, we are Mare Bellafiore, Ora Bellafiora, dark elves at your service, my queen, pawn pieces. From a kingdom that fell more than 1,000 years ago, companion of King Arthur, I am Delilah Everflow, I am at your service, my queen, peace, pawn. From the ice flows of the eternal cold of the Freljord I am a Volibear, and I am at your feet, my queen peace tower. Exit from a city eradicated by monsters built over its greatest warrior Cinderella cross at your service, my queen peace tower. From the sands of time I was saved from death and from Anubis, his warrior of Egypt, Cleopatra. I am at your service, my queen, tower peace. Knights of a distant galaxy arrive from Cybertron exiles, the protection machines Megatron, Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and their services, my queen horse pieces. Anya. My entourage gathered. Ha 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 ha, it's good to see you, you're still missing my second queen and my strongest pawn, stand up. Rescued from a perverted demon I owe you all my gratitude. I am Commander Albedo Elysium, second queen of your entourage, I am at your service, my queen peace queen. Born from the ambition of a man created with the blood of a royal vampire, I am Shelty or blood full in a vampire. I am at your service, my queen peace pawn mutation. Anya, that is magnificent, all my pieces together in one place like 1,000 years ago. Ha 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 ha, magnificent, but you are still missing, my faithful servants, prisoned some of my pieces you don't know. X6. Brought to life after dying, the monster girls are here, my queen. We are known as the Pleiades, but we are also known by names Lupus Regina Beta, Entoma Vassiliza Zeta, Nebril Gamma, Solution Epsilon, CZ2128, and Uri Alpha. We are the battle servants. We are at your command, our queen. I, the most powerful demonic possession, saved from being exiled to Tartarus, I owe you my gratitude for being saved. I am Sebas Tian, I am your butler. It is a pleasure to serve you, my queen. Well, my queen finally stood up. Sorry for the delay. I was looking at the other entourages. I am Ainzul Gown, and I am the protector of my mistresses and their guardian. Anya. My entourage will soon know about my husband and who he is. For now, the beginning of the war against the factions will begin in a few days. Enjoy the food and the songs because soon there will be a war as big as the one my father faced. The four entourages. The start of the P2 war is approaching. In the previous chapter. Albedo. Of course not, we are now ready to attack the factions. Everyone bows down before our masters. There is nothing you can do, right, you dry ones. Sheltier. Don't worry, Albedo, soon the world will return to the descendants of the Demon King, right guys? Narrator. A large group of men and women stood with red eyes and a sadistic smile. All. Yes, the world will fall into despair and death, our queens and our king will rule the earth as in the past, the Demon King will return to be all that he was, that is what interests us, we despise the factions. In the current chapter. Narrator waking up from a dream where they felt happy. Rory, Aaron and Alicia woke up after seeing their sister leave the room where they were. They were heavily and crawling, they went to the bathroom where they bathed and talked a little about their relationships and how her husband was the night before. Rory. It seems that our older sister enjoyed our husband more than we think. Aaron. It's true, but he was incredible from start to finish. Alicia. It was the best thing we've ever done, besides, oh, you don't feel your legs because I don't feel them. Rory. Aaron. We didn't feel them either, but it was the best night we've ever had in our entire lives. Rory, I'm sure our followers must have woken up. Don't you think so? Besides, Alicia, your followers haven't shown it. Alicia. It's a secret, sister. Besides, you also have wonders in your ranks. Rory. Don't worry about that. Levitation. It's better to take the bull by the horns. See you. Narrator. She went to her room and found her entire entourage and was amazed by her warriors, among them a great warrior who received her and put his cloak to cover her nakedness. The men waited while she changed and after changing she let them in. Rory. It's a pleasure to finally see you all together again after almost 1,000 years of sleeping, wouldn't you believe it seeing you all, well my dear entourage, let's take the roll call. The strongest magician and that you picked up when my world forgot me, I am Madoka Magical, I am at your service, my queen, I am your second queen. Brought with a strange magic, I am his strongest bishop, I am the Demon King from another world devil, and I am at his feet, my queen peace bishop. I was taken out of my dream by you and the Egyptian gods hate me, that's why I the monster summoner protect you. My name is Yugi and I am at your feet, my queen peace bishop. A star fallen from the sky picked up by a pure soul. I serve in the stars your black star that consumes your enemies. O star guardian black at your service, my queen peace bishop. The failed alchemy experiment to create a divine being saved by the daughter of death. I am Arius Fantasus at your service, my queen peace bishop. The defender of my master's daughter. I am the chaos of this world. My name is Chaos Machine, a demihuman, and I am at your service, my queen, night peace. From a distant time you gave me your trust by not being a pure yokai half beast half human, but I will defend you from everything. I am in Ayasha. I am at your feet, my queen peace horse. Sisters of the ice flows of Freljord, we are the daughters of the freezing wind and winter cold. Neko Anna, Sarara Anna at your service, my queen peace's knight and rook. Reborn from human to yokai, everyone considered me a monster. That's when my life began. I accepted her amnesty and her power. Now I serve the daughter of death. My name is Nezuko. I am at your service. My queen, peace, tower. A sin that survived the wars of the demon kings, a sin that ravages like the sun. I am Escanor, the lion of pride. I am at your feet, my queen peace tower. The man who became a demon to defend his mistress. I am Scorpio, the demon of hell, and whom he took from his torment. I am at your feet, my queen peace pawn. The Catwoman who helped her mistress in the wars before humanity was formed, and the gods gave me a name. I am Naruko the wolf, and I am at your service, my queen peace pawn. From the ancient texts I was able to create alchemy and make my hair come to life. I will be your shield and your weapons to kill whoever opposes you. My name is Amelia Littlegard. I am at your service. My queen, peace, pawn, mutation. We are the three warriors brought from a world that denied us everything. Now we will defend our mistress with our lives. We are Lucy and Ace and Marina, the magical warriors. It is a pleasure to see you, mistress. We are at your service, my queen, pieces, pawn. Created from an amalgamation of two Nasi worlds, now the Avenger and Shinigami are one. Now I only wish to defend my mistress. I am Alexander Krauss, and I am at her feet, my queen peace pawn. Rory. It's a great pleasure to see you again, and I missed you. As you know, we're at war. Now I need you more than ever. Please protect my sisters and me. Also, I have an announcement to make. I'm engaged, and soon I'll show you the one who has all the other pieces. Without further ado, I thank you for coming here. I see that you already know each other, warriors and warriors. At that moment they all bowed. Well, do you know who I am? Well, I'll tell you again, my name is Ainzul Gown, and I am the leader of all the retinues. I hope you get along. Rory. The world is now at the palm of our hands. Enjoy these days of peace because when we go into battle you won't like it. Enjoy your harmony, my pieces. The four entourages. The start of the P3 war is approaching. In the previous chapter. Albedo. Of course not, we are now ready to attack the factions. Everyone bows down before our masters. There is nothing you can do, right, you dry ones. Sheltier. Don't worry, Albedo, soon the world will return to the descendants of the Demon King, right guys? Narrator. A large group of men and women stood with red eyes and a sadistic smile. All. Yes, the world will fall into despair and death. Our queens and our king will rule the earth as in the past. The Demon King will return to be all that he was. That is what interests us. We despise the factions. In the current chapter. Narrator. She went to her room and found her entire entourage and was amazed by her warriors, among them a woman with two enormous horns who received her and put her cloak to cover her nakedness. The men waited while she changed, and after changing she saw them with a kind smile and said. Iron. Well, my dear retinue of nightmares, present. Brought from the digital world by my queen, I serve her with fervor. I am Beelzeman, her bishop, at your service, my queen. A pure-blood vampire with the soul of a Joestar. I was reborn, thanks to you. I am Dio Brandon, your bishop, at your feet, my queen. From the distant ice dunes of Asgard, the sisters of perpetual ice, Elsa and Esdith, your bishops, my queen. A soldier from the world of the dead brought by you to defend it. I am Regius, the warrior of the axe of dreams, your horse, my queen. Brought from a dead land with a demon's weapon, she gave me her friendship and her peace. My name is Sheeta Kane, her knight, my queen. Revived in the tomb of Masaryk by the queen of demons, gave me life again to serve you, my mistress. I am Kasutos, your knight. I am at your feet, my queen. Brought from the future where the population is zombified, and I am a biological weapon saved by a kind-hearted woman. My name is Tyrant T103, and I am the protector of my mistress. I am at her feet and I hold the peace called the Tower. Born from the darkness and violence of a world torn apart by the wars of the past, I am evil. My name is Devilman. I am a tower and I blindly obey my mistress Erin. I am at her feet. I was born from the darkness of the digital world. Now I serve my mistress Erin with fervor and passion for the war she fights. I am Wargreymon Black, and I am a tower, and I serve my queen. I am at her feet. Brought from the wars against titans, the last of my kind, the power of the titans is in me. I am Eren Yeager, the changing titan, and I am here to defend my queen. I have inside me the peace called Pawn, and I am at her feet, my queen. I separated from a select group of demons because of their wrong decisions, and I found a mistress with a decision to overthrow the past and return it to its beginning. I am the wild one and I have the pawn piece inside me. I am at your feet, my queen. With a broken heart I became what I didn't want from that false love. I moved forward thanks to my mistress. Now I serve with a desire to overthrow her enemies. Before I had 2 wings, but now I only have 1. I am Raken, and I serve my queen. I have the pawn piece inside me, and I will help in whatever I can that my mistress wants. I came to this planet from the macroverse waiting for the day to stop the stupidity of humans and their gods, but they locked me up, and after hundreds of years I managed to get out helped by a demon. I managed to know that she could stop those stupid people. Now I will help and procreate with whoever my mistress wants. I am Pennywise, a simple clown. Now I will know your deepest fears, and I will exploit them to the fullest. I have inside me a mutation pawn piece. I am at your service, my queen. Born from death and despair of being killed, now I am my mistress's soul collector. Now I serve a purpose. I am Thresh the soul collector, and I am the pawn piece. I am at your service, my queen. The queen who lost everything when the factions attacked me, reborn from the ashes, I managed to become a queen worthy of that power. Now I serve as the queen piece and I will help my queen as I can in this crusade. I am Tomo, and Akuma Maiko, demon priestess. Aaron. My entourage is gathered. Do you want to say something? Baines. Nothing escapes the successor of the great demon king. It is a pleasure to see them all gathered. Besides, they are all gathered, my lady. It is time to introduce her husband and legitimate demon king. All. We didn't know that. Aaron. You will soon know, my dear entourage, soon. Ha 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 ha. To be continued. Narrator. A few minutes before Aaron's entourage was due to appear in the courtyard of the mansion, Alicia was with her entourage. Alicia. Well, my dears, present yourself. The 4 entourages. The start of the P4 war is approaching. In the previous chapter. Narrator. A few minutes before Aaron's entourage was due to appear in the courtyard of the mansion, Alice and her entourage were there. Alicia. Well, my dears, present yourself. In the current chapter. I resumed my path as a great warrior. Now I serve her. Before she called me the Mad Titan. Now I serve my mistress Alicia. I am Thanos, and I hold the queen piece at her feet. 4-dimensional warriors brought by a power that captivated us. We are Belisiffer, Majinbu, Halgur and Mordekaiser, a dimensional monster. A monster created with magic and a monster brought to life by the hatred of not being elevated to heaven, and a demon from another dimension. We are the dimensional bishops of our mistress Alicia. 3 knights brought by the blood of our mistress turned into warriors for the benefit of this world. A warrior who becomes whatever she wants and will eat you if you're not careful. Brothers of blood and steel, one good and the other corrupted by failure. We are double, Yon and Yasuo, the knights of our mistress Alice. We are at your feet, my queen. 3 destructive towers to the point of destroying a planet appeased by the power of our mistress, and with the sole goal of fulfilling her mandates. Warriors of distant planets of almost extinct races, Black Goki, Bryali and Zamazu, the towers of our mistress at her feet. With the destruction of Cybertron, we united and arrived here restored and with a new form of this new world in which we woke up. We are the Constructicons and we are Devastator, Miss Alice's pawn piece. From a world of nightmares we both came out and were accepted into a family that gave us everything, and we are grateful for that. Your infernal pawn pieces keyed the infernal spider and Yukami the blood demon at your service, my queen. The sisters created in another time where the world is dead. We were given a new opportunity when a gap between dimensions opened. We fought with her, but she is stronger than us. We decided to join something that never dies. We are the pawns of our mistress N17 and N18, the androids, and we are at her service, my queen. They gave me life in a village, but I am the only one in it now with the support of our mistress. I will take revenge for the death of my family and race. One am the last Kunoichi on the planet, the monster summoner Tei Uzumaki, and I am the last piece of my mistress, a mutation piece pawn, and I will serve until my death, the one who brought me back from the dead. Alicia. My entourage is finally reunited, and don't kill him, he's our companion. Besides, he can eliminate you, can't he? Oh, my god. Baines. I apologize for entering like this, but it's time. Your sisters are about to present the last piece of their entourages. My queen Alice, it's time for you to gather your pieces, the Constructicons separate, and you can enter. Let's go. All I need is your sister Aaron, and I'll see you in the hall. Let's go. Mr. Gilgams is waking her up. Narrator. In the room were the 4 entourages and their kings in front of them, and they looked at the clock when a magic circle of a golden dragon appeared in front of everyone with a golden armor with red and blue, the last piece of Tanya, Rory, Aaron and Alicia. Tanya, Rory, Aaron, Alicia. Dear, you woke up, it's a pleasure to see you now. Dry, this is our strongest piece. 4 queens, 4 knights, 4 rooks, and 16 pawns, the bearer of the golden dragon, Gaglian, and our husband, bearer of the gate of Babylon. Everyone. That's a monster, but it's powerful. Tanya, Rory, Aaron, Alicia. He alone freed us from our prisons. Tomo. You are incredible. Oh, if you weren't our mistress's husband, what I would do with you. Thanos. I expect great feats from you, young man. Defend my mistress or I will make you feel death. It was clear. Gilgamesh just smiled and looked at him. That look is from someone who would defend them with his life. You are truly a great warrior. I have a feeling, young man. Ha 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 ha. Albedo. I hope we get along. Gilgamesh kun smiling and with a perverted look. Madoka. I hope you defend our masters with your life, young man. Who says? Gilgamesh blushing. Gilgamesh. I am Gilgamesh, the warrior of the Golden Emperor Dragon, and I will defend my mistress and my companions with my life. Do what they want and say, that's what I will do, and the rest is just a hindrance. Everyone. Hiya, let's begin. Let's destroy the factions and those who harmed you. Death to the false factions. Quetzalcoatl. These are ready, Tanya, let's go, companions. Athena. Yes, my friend, it's time for Gilgamesh to have his revenge. Amaterasu. Come on, we'll burn them to ashes. Anubis. It's time to die, false factions. Zeril Gabriel. It is time for God's punishment to destroy these false factions. Izaka, we'll never forgive you for wanting to kill Gilgamesh Kun. Benelana Graphia. Come on, we have to kill some traitors. Gilgamesh. Whenever you want, you love. Anya Rory Aaron Alicia. Within a week the factions will fall. It is an order, new factions. Will continue. Narrator. While in the faction war facilities, the Gremory group is far from comparing with their former partner Issei. Now they have more to lose against such monsters called Tanya, Rory, Aaron and Alicia. Now they are thinking about how to get Issei back, but thinking that they had some relationship with the Daguerreotyph eats them up inside. Rias. I can't think of anything other than him having relations with them. Like Tanya said, I threw him into his arms, but I'll bring him back no matter what it costs, I swear. The death of the Gremory, the beginning of happiness and problems. P1. In the previous chapter. Anya Rory Aaron Alicia. Dear, you woke up, it's a pleasure to see you now, Dry, this is our strongest piece. 4 queens, 4 knights, 4 rooks, and 16 pawns, the bearer of the golden dragon, Gaglian, and our husband, bearer of the gate of Babylon. Everyone. That's a monster, but it's powerful. Anya Rory Aaron Alicia. He alone freed us from our prisons. Tomo. You are incredible. Oh, if you weren't our mistress's husband, what I would do with you. Thanos. I expect great feats from you, young man. Defend my mistress or I will make you feel death. It was clear. Gilgamesh just smiled and looked at him. That look is from someone who would defend them with his life. You are truly a great warrior. I have a feeling, young man. Ha 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 ha. Albedo. I hope we get along. Gilgamesh kun smiling and with a perverted look. Madoka. I hope you defend our masters with your life, young man. Who says? Gilgamesh blushing. Gilgamesh. I am Gilgamesh, the warrior of the Golden Emperor Dragon, and I will defend my mistress and my companions with my life. Do what they want and say, that's what I will do, and the rest is just a hindrance. Everyone. Hiya, let's begin. Let's destroy the factions and those who harmed you. Death to the false factions. Quetzalcoatl. These are ready, Tanya, let's go, companions. Athena. Yes, my friend, it's time for Gilgamesh to have his revenge. Amaterasu. Come on, we'll burn them to ashes. Anubis. It's time to die, false factions. Zeril Gabriel. It is time for God's punishment to destroy these false factions. Izaka, we'll never forgive you for wanting to kill Gilgamesh Kun. Benelana Graphia. Come on, we have to kill some traitors. Gilgamesh. Whenever you want, you love. Anya Rory Aaron Alicia. Within a week the factions will fall. It is an order, new factions. Current chapter. Narrator. The week has passed and in Lilith the 3 factions were in a meeting. Surziches. As you know, this month Rias has monitored the Daguerreotyph castle, but it was in vain. Their power is incredible. Multiple barriers protect the castle and their plans. Now we will only pray that they and their followers do not crush us. Azazel. I just hope that with the training of Rias and the others, we can resist the attacks of the Daguerreotyph. Miguel. If they attack us now, it will be our end. Our defenses are at rock bottom and those who helped us have left or cut all ties with us. It's grim, but it's reality. I have a feeling an uncertain future is looming over us. Narrator. The smell of blood was in the air, but at that moment a girl's voice was heard and it chilled everyone to the bone. Actions, I'm Tanya Daguerreotyph. I'm at the gates of Lilith. I want a meeting with all the leaders of the biblical factions, or what's left of them. Narrator. In the castle the 3 factions were on the attack, but when they saw the 4 women with their queens, they were terrified to see the 5 people behind them. But when they saw the one who was in their midst they felt threatened by his power. That was Issei, who had a golden armor with blue and red, looking at them with superiority. Tanya. How long has it been since I last saw you, bat, dove, and crow? A month without seeing you. Hello, cheap Gremory boars. How come you haven't committed suicide after the video I sent you? Rias. You'll pay for sending us that damn thing. I see that you are stupid and ignorant. The three factions should have surrendered when 3/4 of their population joined us. My masters give me the opportunity. All. As many as you want, Thanos. Rider. Only from minute 0 o'clock to 0:43, just forget about Star. Thanos. Then the 5 queens will have to eliminate the factions. We will not include anyone else, just us. But now what we are going to do, they will not like it for having tried to kill one of our comrades. That was their death sentence. And you know one thing, the 4 queens of the ladies and I are going. Actions. Attack. Barakiel came out from behind one of the pillars. Miguel and Serziches went against him and Thanos said. Thanos. Leave these to me, you kill the others. Issei, kill your previous females, let none remain alive. You pathetic men believe you can handle someone who has killed billions of living beings. Stopping Barakiel's rays with his weapon and hitting Serziches hard and hitting Miguel hard, which went through one of the walls of the castle. You are simple ants against us. No one here will defend you. Damn. Hitting Barakiel against the ground and hitting him successively with his fist. Crashing him against a pillar which fell apart. Do you think you can stop what we are? Not even you know the power of the pieces of our masters. You do not have what it takes to fight against us, or if I doubt it at that moment. Thanos is hit by a mallet from Miguel, and he hits him successively, but Thanos without even saying a word takes it away, and Serzich puts up his shield to protect him, but it is of little use, because with his great power of his weapon, shatters the fragmented magic shield into thousands of pieces and hitting Serziches hard, destroying several pillars of the hall, leaving the 3 in a very bad position. And this is the power of the 3 pathetic factions. I will show you what power is. Grabbing Barakiel by the head, but he is hit by another man. But Thanos gets angry and stabs his weapon into the man's chest. Ajuka Beelzebub, stupid, you could have had a great place in our ranks, but you decided to go with the losing side, right? All of you are stupid, just like this pathetic bug. Miguel. No, Ajuka. Damn Thanos, but this one is hit hard and this one tore off his wings one by one. Thanos dragged himself by one leg and looked at Barakiel and Serziches and said. Thanos. Now look around. The queens of our mistresses. We are sweeping the floor with what remains of the factions. Pathetic, but now you will see your friends and comrades die one by one. If you look outside in the distances of Lucifer's castle, several enemies were seen killing what little remains of the factions with each minute that passes. My mistresses grow stronger and you weaken. The power of the servants of my mistresses is increasing, while yours is dying. As you see, we have won. As you see, our power is at another level. He put the gauntlet on Miguel's head and destroyed it in front of his friends and comrades who were like stone when they saw him. That is all you have, pathetic, then die like what you are, garbage. To be continued. Narrator. While elsewhere, the Gremory group attacked Gilgamesh with everything they had, who didn't move from his place. Rias. It's impossible, we don't do anything to him. Gilgamesh. It's time to die. Gremories once and for all. The death of the Gremory, the beginning of happiness and problems. P2. In the previous chapter. Thanos. Now look around. The queens of our mistresses. We are sweeping the floor with what remains of the factions. Pathetic, but now you will see your friends and comrades die one by one. If you look outside in the distances of Lucifer's castle, several enemies were seen killing what little remains of the factions with each minute that passes. My mistresses grow stronger and you weaken. The power of the servants of my mistresses increases while yours is dying. As you see, we have won. As you see, our power is at another level. He put the gauntlet on Miguel's head and destroyed it in front of his friends and comrades, who were left like stone when they saw him. That is all you have, pathetic, then die like what you are, garbage. Narrator. While elsewhere, the Gremory group attacked Gilgamesh with everything they had, but he didn't move from his place. Rias. It's impossible, we're not doing anything to him. Gilgamesh. It's time to die. Gremories once and for all. In the current chapter. Gilgamesh. This time they will die by my hand. Gremories. At that moment 4 girls stop him. Tanya-sama, Rory-sama, Aaron-sama, Alicia-sama, why are they stopping me? Tanya, Rory, Aaron, Alicia. This is personal. Issei. At that moment Issei knelt down and said. Issei. It is a pleasure for me to see how my masters kill them. Rias. Issei, you've gone crazy. We are the ones who will bear your children because you say that. Tanya. Because it's real, you don't have the right to die by Issei's hands. He's ours, right? Sisters. Immediately transforming into her adult form, this place will be her grave, while a halo of swords are around her. Rory. You're right, sister, they don't even have the pleasure of Issei's hands touching them. Oh mate, and transforming to his adult form, this place will be where they rest in peace. Ha. Aaron. I'm fed up with your whining sisters, so I'll dismember you right here. Changing to her adult mechanical form, I'll smash your skulls against the ground. Alicia. Giving them to the dogs is better, oh better to a brothel, but killing them is much better. Transforming into her full vampire form with her katana in her hands, no bucking Gremories can be saved from this. Rias. You won't get away with this, Tanya, and your sisters take this checkmate, the immeasurable ball of energy. But at that moment Gilgamesh hits the ball of energy with his hand and it falls and makes a huge explosion. Issei, how? Gilgamesh. I've already told you only my friends and my wives can say my real name. You are not worthy of saying it. Gremory. She looked at Tanya with hatred and said, everyone attack, kill the Daguerreotyph sisters. Gilgamesh. I don't think so this time, let me fight them, my dear wives. Gate of Babylon. At that moment a warship appears and the cannons point at the Gremories and they all come out of there. At that moment an aircraft carrier appears and a group of houses appear and chase the Gremories with shrapnel and missiles. I'm not done yet. From the ground 10 portals, tanks from different countries came out and from these women came out and said, thanks. Fire. The Gremories could not believe the number of weapons and artillery that Issei could bring to the battlefield, while the Daguerreotyph watched in amazement the multiple machines. Thanos watched from afar while crushing Surzich's skull. Thanos? That's new, I've never seen anything like that except once, in my head I can't remember it. Oh no, Tanya-sama. At that moment, Kaneko shoots at Tanya, Gilgamesh doesn't have time, and that attack crashes and the Gremories are happy, but from among that thick dust a shell appeared and something was seen that left everyone confused. Gilgamesh-kun, don't worry, your tank defends your mistress. Gilgamesh. Like you, who are you? I am a T-44 Kalane Rumble type tank from the Soviet Union Navy, but they call me Lara. Gilgamesh. Welcome to my group and thank you, Lara, for protecting my handcuffs. Tanya. You saw Gremories even with their anger and hatred, now there are more that protect us, and Lara, from today you are in my entourage and welcome to the harem. I assure you that the first to have it will be you, Lara. Oh, there is more. From behind Lara, more women tanks came out and a ship transformed into a woman and shot at them and stood in front of Tanya to protect her. You will not touch our masters, damn garbage, now that Gilgamesh-kun gave us life, we will protect them. Tanya. Ha 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 ha, have you seen Gremories? Ha 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 ha, more join my cause, and every second that passes I get stronger, and you guys get weaker. Now Gilgamesh, we will kill these bitches with our hands, and tell me, girl, what is your name? Ah, I am a Japanese Arachi Sagazu T56 ship, my mistress, that is my name. Tanya. Ha, Arachi-san, ha, great, you look amazing. Tell me, are you going to fight with the Gremory trash? Be careful. Arachi. Arachi sounds good, my name Ama. Tanya. Let us protect Issei, understood ship, thanks girl. Arachi. Lara. Ship, thanks girls, we like the name Ama, we will defend Issei-kun. Tanya. Leave me the red-haired boar, she's mine. Rory. Leave me the 2 angels, I'm going to kill them. Aaron. Leave me that damn cat and the sissy with the 4th-rate knight. Alicia. It's time to die, damn nuns, I'll kill you meticulously. The massacre begins. Warning. The 4 of them walk with their weapons at their sides and looking challengingly at the Gremory and quickly go against their enemies with a smile on their faces. The first to attack is Tanya. Rias. Let's start. Tanya. Tanya runs against her and Rias takes out a copy of the Excalibur's swords while Tanya takes out 2 swords and they collide strongly, making a huge shock wave. You think Issei is yours, damn bitch, raising her sword and lets it fall, but it collides with Tanya's swords and she just smiles like, Tanya. You still have a lot to do, stupid little girl. Tanya hit her face, breaking her nose. She only moved her swords and Rias tried to put her swords, but with one blow the false Excaliburs broke, leaving Rias in a bad position, which saw how the fragments fell to the ground. I don't think so they call those swords anymore. With a strong blow she sent her against a wall and she went through it. Let's play more, bitch. Let's see if you can resist what his heart suffered when they said they didn't love them. But I'm not overwhelmed. When I'm done with you, I'll be happy to see his peaceful face of Issei-kun. Narrator. While Rory is fighting with Erina and Akeno, the 2 see their luck when they see the power of Rory's axe, which cuts all their attacks, preventing them from damaging her. Akeno. How does she do it? It's impossible for my attacks not to damage her. Like at that moment Rory appears to one side and hits her hard, crashing into a wall, and she spits blood. Hawk her, she ducked, and the powerful axe passed centimeters from her head, cutting her hair. Erina. Akeno-senpai, I'll help you. At that moment a kick from Rory brought her back to reality, making her bounce against the asphalt and breaking several bones. Akeno watched helplessly as Rory fell on his feet in front of Erina. Rory. What's going on, you bitches, weren't you going to kill me? At that moment he lifted Erina with his foot, suspending her, hitting her stomach. The impact crashed into Akeno, making a huge crater, and that's even though I held back. Gremory bitches, get up, I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Stabbing his axe into the ground, pushing off with his feet, he fell on Erina's arm and she screamed, but he started hitting both of them mercilessly. Tell me. This is a walk in the park compared to the pain he had to endure because of your stupidities, you damn bitches. She grabbed her wings and violently ripped them off. Now you won't be able to fly, hahaha. Narrator. On the other side, Aaron was wiping out the traitors. Aaron. What's wrong with them? They can't beat me at that moment. Gasper's eyes are cut by Aaron's spear while he screams. Kiba doesn't see that she pierces his heart, and at the tip of the spear is his heart, and she pulls out her spear, even with her heart beating, and Kiba falls to the ground bleeding, while Kaneko can't react and is hit with everything by Aaron's fists, which are propelled by her rockets in her elbows, making the little Nekomata have no chance. Will they beat her to a pulp, do you? Know how many times Issei said your name and said why did you abandon me? Now I'm going to eliminate you one by one along with my sisters, hitting Kaneko's skull and making a huge crater in the ground. I'm not done yet, booking Stray Cat. She put her foot on her shoulder and forcefully tore off her arm. Aaron didn't have the slightest mercy on her, tearing off all her limbs. Now you're just a little girl with nothing, bore. Narrator. On the other side, Alice broke Asia's neck with a single blow, and Alice went against Xenovia, who resisted her sword attacks, but it cut off her arm, and the sword Durandal fell. It will be Gilgamesh's, and he picks it up and says. Gilgamesh. We can do it, Gaglian. Give life to inanimate things, tell me. Gaglian. If you could do it with ships, I say you can do it with weapons. Wake up from your slumber, sleeping sword. It began to shine, and a woman's form was seen in front of Gilgam's incredible. Durandal. My master, I am at your disposal. Gaglian, you have great Issei ability. Narrator. At that moment Rias leaves the castle without one of her wings and without an arm, while two red eyes are in the darkness of the castle, and she tries to escape, but several swords are stuck in her remaining limbs, watching as she tries to escape in fear. Rias. No wait, Anya with fear in her voice, while she saw those eyes and that sadistic smile. Anya. What's wrong? Weren't you going to kill me along with my sisters? Look at you, you're garbage Gremory, you don't deserve to be by his side, much less see him die once and for all. Rias Gremory. Jumping and plunging two swords into his neck, taking off his head, while he watched his enemy die in front of his eyes. Finally, it's all over. Narrator. Behind her were Rory with the decapitated heads of Irina and Akeno, while walking and carrying trophies in his hands. Aaron came out behind Rory and carried Kaneko's head with her eyes open on her spear, while Alicia was holding Xenovia by the hair, who couldn't move because Alicia consumed almost all of her blood and had her at her feet. End of the slaughter. Alicia. This bitch wants strong children, that's why she looks for men like that. Then I will fulfill your request. I will give you the strongest men in my entourage, so that they can enjoy you like the boar that you are. Jahaja, that is better than killing you. You will already know that your wishes can sometimes be your nightmares. Jahaja, stabbing her katana into Xenovia's shoulder. You will not go anywhere, bitch. You have many children to bear. Jahaja, ha. Tell me, Aaron, will you stay with that vampire child? My girls need a toy to vent their frustration, besides they will be like a cat playing with a mouse, the blinder the better. Jahaja. Aaron. Keep that garbage and let your girls enjoy it however they want. Narrator. At that moment Thanos arrives with the skulls of Cerzichas, Zedicus, Azazel and Baraquiel, and places them in front of the four demon queens, and all the entourages join in front of them. Thanos. Difficult decisions require strong wills and my queens have them. It's time to move on to the next stage of your plan. Let's give the world our word. The lady who started all this, Tanya-sama. Narrator. In front of her a huge group of men, women, demons and other species are in front of Tanya and her sisters. Next to her, Issei. Writer. Play from minute 024 to the end. To be continued. Narrator. 3 months later, the presidents were puzzled by what a girl had said when she appeared in front of them, and they found it funny. I already told you this is not a lie. We give you 24 hours to hand over the world. Oh, we will attack your military bases with everything. Ha, that's so funny, girl. If you better go to the small kitchen, this is for adults, and everyone there laughed. Well, I'll give you a little taste of the power of the factions and the original demon queens. My name is Tanya von de Gurich. If Optimus attacks, transmits Megatron. A huge machine enters through the roof and shows the video. Megatron. Damn trash, look at the power of my mistress, look how weak her weapons are against us. Black begins in the transmission. A helicopter descends on a military base, and everyone is amazed. President of the United States. That base is in Qatar. There aren't many people there. Don't wait. Megatron. There is no mercy for the weak. Tanya. Now I have your attention. In 23 hours 53 minutes and 34, 33, 32, 31, 30, I want the entire planet to surrender. My demands are easy. All your governments will be eradicated and will pass the command to me. And my sisters. I await your response soon. Discuss it, useless people. See you later. At that moment, a magic circle rose from her feet to her head and she disappeared. Oh no. I know this is very tedious, but now the world is in grave danger and it is time to leave our differences and attack this woman with her machines. If we get to work, we will ensure that the human race survives. Those who are with me. Narrator. The majority raised their hands except Mexico and other South American countries. DDM. You're crazy, did you see how dangerous that machine is? What if it's not just one, but more? We won't be able to defeat them, and no one will. I'll talk to the countries of South America and we'll make sure this woman leaves us intact. I hope you can do it too. Narrator. In the new Lilith, Gilgamesh awaited orders from her masters. Tanya. In a few hours we will all attack if the world doesn't surrender is a promise from Tanya von de Gurchev. All. Yes, long live the demon queens, long live our masters. The beginning of happiness and problems P3. In the previous chapter. Megatron. There is no mercy for the weak. Tanya. Now I have your attention. In 23 hours 53 minutes and 34, 33, 32, 31, 30 I want the entire planet to surrender. My demands are easy. All your governments will be eradicated and will pass the command to me. And oh my sisters, I await your response soon. Discuss it, useless people. See you later. At that moment, a magic circle rose from her feet to her head and disappeared while Megatron left the place in his airplane form. Oh no. I know this is very tedious, but now the world is in grave danger and it is time to leave our differences aside and attack this woman and her machines. If we get to work, we will ensure that the human race survives those who are with me. Narrator. Most raised their hands except Mexico and other South American countries. DDM. You're crazy, did you see how dangerous one of those machines is? What if it's not just one, but more? We won't be able to defeat them and no one will. I'll talk to the South American countries and we'll get this woman to leave us intact. I hope you can do it too. At that moment, the South American countries and Mexico withdrew, leaving all the countries that wanted to fight. Narrator. In the new Lilith, Gilgamesh awaited orders from her masters. Tanya. In a few hours we will all attack if the world doesn't surrender, that's a promise from Tanya von de Gurchev. All. Long live the demon queens, long live our mistresses. In the current chapter. Narrator. In space, a Decepticon is intercepting communications from one of the United States satellites about the UN headquarters. UN Chief. You know, it's time to bring out our secret weapons. We have the cube in Area 51. President Donald Trump will lend his resources for the coming war. Donald T. Yes, besides, I've almost sent everything to hell. You can go get the bucket there, just bring it to me. PS Japan. I saw how dangerous they are, I'm going with the other countries that withdrew, my people will not be destroyed again by the idiocy of an American idiot like you, I respect the other citizens, but not you, I'm leaving Mexico, maybe you're right, avoiding unnecessary deaths will be the most important thing. Narrator. At that moment in space a Decepticon says something. Lord Megatron, Lord Optimus, I found the cube. Megatron. My queen, I have good news. Soundwave found the cube. Optimus, Devastator and I, along with the others, will go to recover the cube and give it new allies. It is in a city in the southern region of Nevada, about 133 kilometers northwest of Las Vegas. Located in the center, along the Badlands of Groom Lake, is a vast military airfield. If Starscream can enter that place, we will send our Devastators to destroy their ships and roads. They are trustworthy, I assure you they will not fail. Optimus. Bumblebee will go with me along with Ironhide to provide support and recover the cube. Tanya. I expect a lot from you all. The countries with me want war. Issei, we'll go to England so they know that messing with a demon queen is very dangerous. Optimus, take Durandal and several tanks and warships. Issei. It will be a pleasure to go with you, my love. Optimus. I'll borrow your wives, Issei, and I'll return them to you in one piece, brother. Issei. I hope so, take care of them with your life, Optimus. Optimus. I swear it with my life. Narrator. The nations of South America and Japan were agreeing to hand over their countries and a woman with pink hair and a white dress appears and says. They already decided countries will surrender or they will fight. DDM. Who are you? Don't tell me you're another one of the sisters who love our world. Yes, and tell me, have you already decided? Oh, how rude I am. My name is Aaron von de Gurchev. V. Japan. We have already taken it, our country surrender. Aaron. Well, you heard it, Soundwave, come for me. Narrator. In space, Soundwave separates from the satellite and goes for Aaron. Soundwave. I'm on my way, love wants me to become something. Aaron. On a private jet. Soundwave. I'm going to your address, miss. At that moment Soundwave sees a private jet and copies it. I'm on my way. Narrator. Aaron smiles and waits and sees a luxury jet fall from the sky turned into a robot and several Decepticons came out of it protecting Aaron. Soundwave. My lady, I am at your disposal. Lord Megatron told me to take care of you from these humans. Aaron. Don't worry, now take us to Lilith transform. Soundwave. Yes, now, my love, get up there, you garbage, and don't even think about touching my love. Oh, my friends here will kill you. Narrator. At that moment the ship flew away and a magic circle absorbed it. In the United States in Area 51, a fighter plane arrives and the military sees how the military plane parks and begins to turn into a robot. Starscream. Humans, where is the cube? We know it is here. The military fire their machine guns and shoot, but Starscream is a powerful opponent and is phased by human weapons, and he shoots at the military with his cannons and missiles, annihilating several of the planes and tanks. At that moment they shoot at him, and he sees that he is outnumbered and speaks through his communicator, Lord Megatron, send the Devastators. Starscream turns into a plane and leaves the place. Narrator. 3 spheres with many metal spikes emerged from 3 portals in the sky, and a young soldier sees them while loading his weapon. Writer. From minute 004 to 110, that's all. Narrator. The Devastators began scanning and saw a compartment and began to eat away at the metal of the large base. Below it were the military. Soldier. Major is destroying layer number 4. If we continue like this, those things will eventually get here, Major. Well, Optimus and his Autobots approach the Area 51 base by road quickly. Optimus. This mission is an attack. When Rory-sama is here I will give the order on my signal to fire. Megatron. When our mistress is here at my signal in the sky. Megatron and other Decepticons were waiting for Rory to appear. At that moment, Rory came out of a magic circle with the Constructicons, who had new forms. At that moment Megatron lands and sees his mistress. It's a pleasure to see her, Rory-sama. Rory. So here is the cube. At that moment Optimus arrives, and 6 women get off the Autobots and see Rory. I was waiting for you ladies. If you do this right, you will have my husband between your legs. If you fail, I will kill you. Lara, tank, Arachi, battleship, Durandal, sword, Ivanova, supersonic fighter plane, Kraus, tank, and Alice, tank. They sent the best. Optimus, Megatron, prepare yourselves, the battle will be enormous, and only one side will survive. Here is the cube, what a crappy base, and to finish it off, in the desert, Devastator, transform. Devastator. If Rory loves you. At that moment they split up and get into position. Narrator. The soldiers were setting up a barricade with their tanks when the soldiers saw the machines joining together. Soldiers. It's not true, that thing is huge, we're dead. Rory. Optimus, Levantum. Best. If you love. Rory. Megaphone. Now a small robot came out of Megatron and it transformed into a megaphone in Rory's hand. Listen to me, you pieces of idiots, hand over the cube and no one here will get seriously hurt. If you resist, my friend behind me won't be very good and no one here will be. At that moment everyone loaded their weapons. Lara put several rounds of bullets in her cannon. Major. You don't have the authority to do so. Leave the restricted area. Oh, we'll open fire. This is your last chance. Rory. They want it the hard way. Devastators, come here. Narrator. The 3 Devastators came out of the earth and joined together, forming something very dangerous, and from inside came another Decepticon. Megatron. Shockwave. It's good to see you alive, brother. Optimus. You survived the purge, brother. Shockwave. I'm at your disposal, Mistress Rory. Rory. Attack. Megatron. Decepticons attack. Megatron loaded his cannon and fired at the tanks. Shockwave was the first to attack, destroying the tanks and artillery with his enormous machine, while Starscream took flight and saw the planes along with Ivanova, and she with him destroyed the enemies from the air. Optimus. Autobots roll, attack their defense lines. Come here, you piece of useless junk, hitting a tank and shooting its crew, who died from Optimus's shot at the cabin girls. It's your turn, attack while he shot at the soldiers, while Rory walked slowly to the base. Narrator. Durandal saw a group of men and several tanks. He waved his sword and they were all cut in half. The tanks exploded. Alicia shoots her cannon at the enemies and protects Rory from surprise attacks alongside Kraus, who sees a soldier trying to harm her mistress but loses his head with a shot. The helicopters advance, but suddenly they all fall in the distance. A powerful battleship fires its cannons from an artificial lake that created shockwave, and she continues shooting at the base. Devastator advances slowly to the base that cannot defend itself from the attacks of the enemies. At that moment, Bumblebee advances with his weapon firing and sees the hole that the Devastators made in the base. Bumblebee. Devastator, an entrance here, destroy it and let's enter the base, Miss Rory, here. Rory. Well done, Bumblebee. Devastator leads the way. Devastator. Yes, he loves. At that moment, Devastator starts hitting the hole where the metal and concrete were absorbing everything to open a path where the cube is, while Rory smiled when he saw it. Narrator. Inside the base the military placed many explosive charges where the cube was, and one of the military said. Military. We will not fall alone by putting a detonator in his hand. Come, we are waiting for you. The others got into position with their weapons. At that moment a huge bang is heard and Devastator is seen entering the place. Everyone there tenses up when they see the machine. At that moment Rory enters epically with Megatron, who is in his Cybertronian jet form. She jumps and Megatron transforms, trapping her in her robot form. Praising his mistress Rory and sees everyone with a look of superiority. At that moment the Decepticons and Autobots aim at the military on Optimus's shoulder as Lara with her cannon pointing at the man with the detonator. Let no one try something crazy or this place will be their grave. Narrator. At that moment a shot is heard and the soldier screams in pain and sees that all his gunfire is gone. At that moment the sound of a shell falling to the ground is heard and Lara reloads her cannon. Rory. You're earning the night with it, girl. I admire people like you with initiative. Listen, you useless people. I know you're hurting from your losses, but don't blame me. Blame your governments for not giving this to me. At that moment, everyone lowers their weapons and surrenders. Optimus retrieves the cube. We have many places to attack. Optimus. Yes, love. At that moment Optimus starts making the cube smaller until he gives it to Rory. Here is my love just as you asked. Rory. The power of Cybertron is at the palm of my hand. Megatron. Go to England. Take Starscream and the 5 women with you. They'll support you. Tell Alicia the troops are hers. We need to do a few more things. You guys go. Megatron. Yes, Starscream loves you, let's go, little ones, come on, we'll take a walk and you'll see your boyfriend. Hahaha. At that moment they enter a portal and disappear. Countdown clock. Time for the battle and death of the UN presidents. 13 hours 20 minutes 10 seconds. Narrator. In different parts of the world, armies are eliminated by the entourages of Tanya, Rory, Aaron and Alice. In Spain, the armies shot at Ghost Rider Shinigami, who burned everything with his chains, along with Escanor and Scorpion. Military. Damn, shoot, multiple men shot at the Ghost Rider Shinigami who advanced without anyone stopping him. What is he made of? We have shot him with more than 45 rounds of caliber 50 and he does not die. Shinigami. Wow, humans don't understand that we are not normal, let them die for their sins, let's play a little more before their imminent death. Hahaha. Narrator. In that one a person comes out of a portal of fire and says. That over here. A chain with a knife at the end pierced many men and crashed them against a building, killing them instantly. No one here can beat Scorpio, the guardian of hell. Narrator. At that moment the soldiers shot a man in golden armor and a lion in the chest, and he said. I am an existence like no other in this world, the sin of the lion of pride Escanor. No one here will survive. Raising his arm on his finger, a small sun shone. Cruel sun, die humans. Brighter from minute 0 o'clock to 0:21. Escanor Shinigami Scorpion. Long live our masters. Narrator. In Russia, a group of soldiers face 2 monsters. A clown woman turns into a huge spider and devours soldiers and biological weapons called lickers. A giant man in a Soviet suit eliminates tanks and soldiers along with these new weapons, which are controlled by humans, but they fall before the enormous force of the enemies. What's happening? Your fears are so great that you give up. Tell me, did the clown eat your tongue? Ha. Well, now you'll face Pennywise and I'm your worst nightmare. Russian I, Liudi, Napanimate, Ktomai, my Novoya Pokolenia, I Nikto Namazhid Naza Stanovit. Spanish. You humans don't understand who we are the new generation, and there is no one who can stop us. Well, he had a man, and a biological weapon dead at that moment, crushes the man's skull, the whole world will be our masters. Military. Hi hahaha, if we kill him hahaha, ha no it's not possible. He's alive in front of them. Tyrant T-103 was intact. No, it's Popo. Yes possible, not even a full tank of fuel did anything to him. Tyrant T-103. I already told you conventional weapons don't affect us, stupid, this is your end. While the military shot him. Narrator. At that moment a loud bang was heard near the Russian parliament, a scream was heard, and everyone looked at the enormous titan which hit a helicopter and crashed it into a building. The helicopter and a tank fell from the sky, which looked like they had been bitten. Humans, it's time for you to surrender. The world is on the brink of a new beginning. Surrender, and no one else will die in vain. Peel, and everyone here will die. Keep going down, it gets good. The beginning of happiness and problems. P4. In the previous chapter. Narrator. A helicopter and a tank fell from the sky, which seemed to have been bitten. At that moment, a scream was heard, and everyone looked at the enormous titan which hit a helicopter and crashed it into a building. In the current chapter. 10 minutes earlier in the Russian parliament. Senator. As you know, our president is crazier. Our biological weapons, which we had for the war with the United States, have been deployed all over parliament. Senators. We have to think about what's coming next. We know these women will attack us with everything they have to offer, and there are only a few hours left until their full invasion. We have to tell our president that fighting is paramount. Our armies are equipped with all the biological weapons and weapons strong enough to take out a tank. Maybe, but tell me, do you agree that the citizens suffer for the mistakes of their rulers? Tell me. The man with a bandaged head and his eye, the only thing they see is the expression, and his only exposed eye green as the emerald, enters with a crutch. Your stupidity is greater than I thought. You giving your speech of war and people dying of hunger. Well, you fill your bags with money and let your people scream. They ask for justice, equality, but no. You only give them crumbs of the cake that you eat among yourselves. There are others that my mistress must eliminate. It is time to show them the power of my mistress. At that moment his leg and his missing eye expels a very hot steam and his body regenerates. Writer. From minute 016 to 139. Humans, it's time for you to surrender. The world is on the brink of a new beginning. Surrender and no one else will die in vain. Peel and everyone here will die. Narrator. At that moment, a tall woman with golden hair and red eyes emerges from a portal with several members of her entourage. Well, but look who the Russians are. I remember how they annihilated my friends many centuries ago, but I have not come for revenge. I have come to dominate this country. At that moment a huge spider and a huge man stand behind them, along with a group behind the woman. At that moment a huge titan falls with the body of a soldier in his hands. He throws it and leans down looking at the woman. I see that my little sister's entourage has already sown fear. Isn't it like that? Eren, Pennywise and Tyrant T103, I already like their way of working. Narrator. The three approached, Eren came out of the titan's neck and Pennywise transformed into his tender form while Tyrant T103 knelt in front of Alicia. Eren. It's a pleasure to know that my mistress is pleased with our work. Pennywise. It's a pleasure to know that you like our efforts, my love. Tyrant T103. It is a pleasure to serve our master's cause. Love Alice, it's time to eradicate governments. Just let me do the snap and everyone will die. Alicia. Are you taking the fun out of life? Thanos and no. I want to see them suffer just like they made the vampires suffer. Let's get started. Bella Cipher, Black Goki, Zamazu, number 17, number 18, Bryoli, and Thanos. Attack. Narrator. They all went against the Thanos armies. She used the time gem to age everyone. The 5 women used several rounds of Kai, sweeping away all the military tanks and aircraft, while the others attacked the others as they wanted. In 1 hour they destroyed the biological weapons and the armies. Those who had no compassion, like Black Goki, Zamazu, number 17, number 18 and Bryoli, attacked the tanks and the military, destroying everything. Bella, along with Pennywise, transformed into monsters, consuming the life and fear of the military. Pennywise. The world of nightmares has just begun. The decision is only yours to abandon your government and join the new kingdom while taking a military man and wrapping him in a cocoon of spider web. Bella. Tell me I look beautiful, haha. None of you will survive if you don't surrender, haha. At that moment the tanks attacked, but it was in vain. Their multiple arms dismembered and killed the enemies. The tanks were dismantled and their crew eaten by this. Narrator. Elsewhere Thanos destroys and makes way to the bunker of the Russian president. While his men waited for his bunker to resist. At that moment, a titan hits the bunker taking it out of the rubble, and Thanos hits the bunker door, while the others watched as the mad titan opened the bunker like a can of sardines. Before Alicia's eyes, which waited with her katana unsheathed, Thanos enters the bunker and knocks everyone down, grabs one of his men and says. Thanos. I know that your government was one of those that challenged my masters, but I'll tell you one thing, maybe you have a chance of not being eaten by them. You have the decision, President. Druzhia. No, we will not surrender. We are good and worthy. You are villains. Alicia. Tell me, how could they be worthy? They are all murderers. In the real world, difficult decisions must be made, but they do not want it to change. How can we save humanity? If they are not allowed to evolve, we will give peace to this rotten world, but you are not necessary. Only you, President, have things to do. A briefcase came out of a dimension and took out some papers. This is your surrender, and you hand over your country to the daughters of the Demon King. If you do not, I will kill everyone in this room. Druzhia. No, I will never do it. Alice. Well. Pennywise eats everyone slowly and painfully. Pennywise. Let's see who will be my lunch. You're not very white. Your time to eat steak. At that moment her body changed violently, and the men only saw her in horror. It's time to eat you. At that moment, she courted the man's body and became thousands of small spiders, and this scream that began to devour him before the horrified gaze of the president. And when he finished, all the little spiders went against the others, but before they reached them the president said. Druzhia. Let them sign. Thanos. A good decision to save some men for their country now, firm, because it is not like that, firm President, and you will have a better dawn, fight, and everyone here will die. Druzhia. Yes, you are taking his pen and sign. That's it. Now tell your queen that I expect fair treatment for everyone. Alicia. Yes, you will have it, don't worry. Narrator. In Lilith, the president signed that they would hand over their countries to the demon queens. Eren. Now they are on the winning side. Narrator. In Paris, the army was trying to stop a man in a military suit with 2 gloves on his hands that with the snap of his fingers made large flames of fire. That was Roy Mustang, who with the alchemy of fire burned everything in his path. The military could not against him, everything within 120 meters was reduced to ashes, so it was difficult to fight with this man, but what was most dangerous was that he had an ally that was Cleopatra, which put the military in conflict because her beauty made everyone fight each other to have her, which made Roy's job easier, which only turned everything to ashes. 20 minutes later, France fell to Tanya, who had the president with his head on the ground and her boot on his skull. He signed and France was his. In a few hours they had eradicated all the armies on the planet. The European Union had almost been eradicated by Rory and Tanya in Thailand. The armies fought against 3 girls who had gigantic machines which attacked the military. Those were the magical warriors. Lucy. Fire arrows. Marina. Water dragons. Anais green hurricanes. Narrator. The tanks were swept away by the power of Sears, the blue water dragon with her powerful water dragons. Rayearth, the powerful red fire lion, expels bursts of fire at the planes making them explode, and Wyndham, the powerful green eagle, created enormous tornadoes of wind around him destroying the enemies, while Inuyasha cut with Steel Fang, the enemies that stood in front of him, arriving with the president of Thailand, making another of his mistress's enemies surrender. Inuyasha. My master, here is the document, no one will be able to defeat us. Narrator. In China, a very select group of enemies attacked the military bases. Ivoli Bear, the Freljord Bear, will not let them get away with it. Damn, this is their final lightning tornado. He raised his claw, and the claws created enormous lightning bolts, which destroyed the tanks and helicopters at his side. 4 dominant ice women support him. Damn, humans trying to harm us is pathetic. At that moment a tank wants to ram her, and she puts up a wall of ice. She quickly goes to the cockpit and kills everyone in the tank, gets out and turns and snaps her fingers, and everything returns to normal, and it crashes into another tank. The military can't believe that she killed everyone and came out unharmed. At that moment everyone starts to feel cold and begins to freeze, and they only listen to that woman. Wow, humans can't resist the cold. Pathetic. At that moment everyone can no longer move. Remember the name of the woman who turned you into statues. I am Esdeath, the captain of ice. At that moment everyone stops moving. Die, pathetic humans. Narrator. Elsewhere, 2 girls, one with an ice crown and a tail, the other with a kimono and white skin. Perpetual ice. Everyone nearby began to freeze, and the military machines and planes stopped moving, falling to the ground, breaking into thousands of pieces. Haha, Nico and Sarara, the Ice Sisters. Narrator. In the military bunker that protected the president of China, a woman with a sword and an ice shield kills anyone who gets in her way. That was Elsa, who with her speed and ice spikes killed everyone without remorse. At that moment, a soldier aims his weapon and she covers herself from the bullets with her shield. But at that moment, the soldier's body begins to freeze, terrified. Each bullet bounced off Elsa's shield. His body turns to glass until he stops moving. Without enemies, she walks without much hurry and sees her countdown clock and sees that there is 1 hour 12 minutes 1 second left for the attack on the only place that has not fallen into the hands of her beloved United States. With madness on her face, she begins to freeze the bunker door, and at that moment a transformer enters, destroying everything, and picks up Elsa, while in her right hand she has Eren in her military outfit. Elsa. Thank you, Hound. Love, Eren. I already froze the door. Eren. Get me down, Hound. Destroy that door and let's see how cowardly the president of China is. Hound. If he loves everyone, back. His 3 machine guns fired at the door that was slowly falling apart and it was destroyed. Now garbage, get out, and I'm not going to repeat it again, come on. Narrator. A man came out of the bunker and surrendered. That was the president of China. China. I give up. Eren. Then sign, and that's it. At that moment he signed and said. China. Now go away. Hound. You won't do it, trash. You're coming with us. It's time for you to pay for your mistakes. You're going to die. At that moment, Nico came out from behind him and put ice chains on his body. And Lilith, you will pay. China. No, please help me. At that moment everyone except Hound entered a portal, and when that happened hundreds of ships and machines transformed and dominated everything. Hound. It's time everyone helps the people. See if there are people left in the ruins and get them out. If they are hurt, help them now. We have to help our new kingdom. They wanted it the hard way. I would have preferred this to be resolved diplomatically, but they wanted it that way. I regret it. Narrator. In the city it was noticeable that the invaders were helping to rescue the wounded and dead from this senseless war, according to Hound, while in Lilith, most of all the presidents were gathered. Those who did not want to do so peacefully were tied up with chains of Ghost Rider Shinigami. Anya. My dear entourage, there are only 30 minutes and 45 seconds left, and almost everyone has fallen, only one more remains, the United States. Its ruler refused to give us the cube, but now we will destroy its symbols. It is time to eliminate them, and our happiness is at the palm of our hands at that moment. One of her entourage comments something, and she smiles madly, ha 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 ha, our husband did it, he did it, England fell. Narrator. In the castle of the Queen of England, she had been rejuvenated by the power of Gaglian, and she lay on her legs of Gilgamesh, who saw how she signed her surrender, while her men watched from the ground in horror as the young man defeated her in the room where Demir goes next to Delilah, some of Tanya's pieces who looked with hatred at the Queen of England, who wanted Gilgamesh to caress her, while he looked at her with a look of superiority at that woman on his legs. At that moment, her four queens come out of a magic circle, and Gilgamesh gets up and goes towards them. They were looking at each other with a look of love. The Queen of England wanted to go, but a necklace prevented her, anchored to the ground, and she saw her mistake. Anya, Rory, and Alicia. The four lawless hugged Gilgamesh, who lifted them in the air and kissed them. They transformed into their adult forms and said, it's time to say hi dear. There's only one more country left. Looking at the queen who was crying on the ground, the four looked at her and raised their chins and said, if you want it say it, and we will transform you into our servant. What do you say, woman? She nodded, and they smiled. Welcome to our entourage, little one, you will be his toy while we are pregnant with him, haha, you will love him. Well, leaving that aside, it's time to go for the President of the United States, the last on our list with whom we will have no mercy. All. If you love. To be continued. Narrator. At the White House, President Donald Trump is very thoughtful about how to defeat the threat called the Demon Queens, who are about to attack his country. The Secretaries of Defense don't know what to think about the destruction of Area 51, which was wiped out. Defensa. Mr. President, our armies are here at the White House and the Pentagon. The only thing we can do is sign and prevent our country from suffering more. You saw that in almost 23 hours, 40 minutes, and 12 seconds, they defeated the most developed countries. What would we be if they came? Donald Trump. We will fight, that's all. Our country will not let itself be defeated, even if we all have to fall here. The beginning of happiness P5P1. In the previous chapter. Narrator. At the White House, President Donald Trump is thinking about how to defeat the threat called the Demon Queens, who are about to attack his country. The Secretaries of Defense don't know what to think about the destruction of Area 51, which was wiped out. Defensa. Mr. President, our armies are here at the White House and the Pentagon. The only thing we can do is sign and prevent our country from suffering more. You saw that in almost 23 hours, 40 minutes, and 12 seconds, they defeated the most developed countries. What would we be if they came? Donald Trump. We will fight, that's all. Our country will not let itself be defeated, even if we all have to fall here. In the current chapter. Narrator. In the country of Mexico in Ciudad Juarez, a huge army is preparing, and the cube is used to give life to the thousands of machines that Mexico lends along with other countries around the globe that are about to enter into battle, and from a portal Megatron appears. He brings in his fuselage the four demon queens, and behind them Gilgamesh, who carries them and falls to the ground. He places them on the ground gently, and Megatron transforms and falls behind them. Tanya. Hahaha, the last country on the planet that isn't at my feet isn't like that, sisters. Rory. Pathetic humans don't know how powerful we are, and our followers are even more so. Aaron. Yes, but soon they will face someone who does not have the heart to kill them. Alicia. I feel the blood of my enemies on my lips, hahaha. Gilgamesh. We await your orders, my masters, tell us when we will attack. Tanya. Don't be so anxious, my dear husband, I know you want your reward, but we still have to have fun. Just wait and you'll see that you won't be able to rest when we finish this. You have many to please, let's forget about that for now. Megatron, Optimus. Megatron, Optimus. The end. Ask. Tanya. You know what to do. Narrator. In all the portals that were created to attack the entire United States, each entourage was split, each city was besieged, attacked, the Pentagon didn't know what to do, the Autobots and Decepticons attacked with everything, the voices of the Deguricha family attacked with everything. The Pentagon would not resist for long, and at that moment two monster women appeared at the south gate. The agents did not expect those visits. Well, our mistress didn't tell us to kill everyone. Look at them, pathetic. Don't you believe it? Phantoms hiding in their luxurious buildings. If they are pathetic, they don't deserve to be in our presence, right Mafted, but tell me why they want us to bring a certain head of state who is here. Military. Who are you? Identify yourselves. Oh, we will open fire. Prepare yourselves. All the Pentagon agents were ready to shoot. Don't retreat, sir. Agent. Open fire now. Narrator. At that moment a hail of bullets attacked them, but Phantasus protected Mafted with a hexagonal shield while the soldiers waste bullets foolishly and the two women stood still in the face of the shots, but the worst thing was when everyone stopped shooting. Mafted. My turn. From the shield 4 machine guns came out on the corners and fired mercilessly, killing everyone and making part of the building fall. How pathetic, they can't stand anything. Fantasy. Let's see how long they last with this. His staff turned into a powerful cannon and began to accumulate energy. The high-tension cables joined his body. Agent. It's not true, you can do something like that. Everyone evacuate, take the head of state out of the building, that thing wants to kill us. Narrator. Everyone started to leave, but Maftet stopped them with his weapons. Fantasy. Know your place, you pathetic cockroaches. Writer. From 017 to the end, just put the Pentagon and it will be destroyed. Destato. It is not true, the shot will hit our building. Kubrance. The shot completely destroyed half of the building when the building fell, and everything was calm. All the agents were looking for those women, but out of nowhere one of them appears with blonde hair and white skin with a shotgun in her hand. She shoots, killing several, while the agents shot her, and they see how a hexagonal shield stops the shots, and the woman who quickly kills everyone with her shotgun. The head of state takes out a gun but is hit by Fantasy and caught in the act like a sack of potatoes. Fantasy. Maftet. Mission accomplished. How are the others doing? Narrator. In the capital, a group of 6 women fought with the military. They were Narbral Gamma, Yuri Alpha, Solution Epsilon, Lupus Regina Beta, CZ2128 Delta and Entoma Vasilisa Zeta. The military had problems with these because their attacks destroyed a large part of the building, and Narbral attacks with rays that kill all the unwary. Yuri's speed and her fists destroyed their skulls, while Lupus Regina cut the military in half. Solution 8 soldiers along with Entoma, while CZ2128 shot at the snipers, killing them, and helped by the Decepticons and Autobots, they lashed with shots and explosives. The capital had fallen. While in the White House, everyone was ready to attack Thanos, Escanor, Madoka along with Alucard, Anderson, the Saiyans, Beelzeman, Wargreymon Black and others were ready to attack President Donald Trump, but he did not expect the 4 demon queens to come out with the head of state kneeling and this scream. Destato. Surrender, President. They are stronger than us. Don't make them angry, President Donald Trump. Don't waste bullets. They won't leave anyone alive. Surrender. Narrator. In the Oval Office, Donald Trump was trembling. He knew they wouldn't have the heart to kill him. And at that moment, a child's voice said, "Tanya, I have a deal, President Donald Trump. Put down your weapons and come here and we will spare the lives of your soldiers. Do otherwise and I will kill everyone here. Understand, this is your last chance. Prime Minister. Mr. President Donald Trump, come out and face this. Oh, we're all going to die here. Be Trump. There will be no fire, eliminate the threat. Call Tanya von de Gurchev, eliminate her along with her damn armies. Prime Minister. He went crazy, we are not going to win this war, do not abort that order, but it was too late, everyone started shooting, the tanks and the military along with the guided missiles, attacked the 4 demon queens, but Thanos put up an impenetrable barrier. When everything stopped, Thanos was angry along with the others. Thanos. Nobody attacks our masters. His arm began to shine, and the 6 gems were seen shining, but a scream stopped him. Tanya. Calm down, Thanos, and all of you too, plus my husband is about to come in. Narrator. At that moment a golden armor with blue gems appeared in front of everyone and said, Gilgamesh. They're ready for extinction, aren't they? Well, I'm going to extinguish them. We'll continue. Narrator. Issei continued walking and all the remaining comrades appeared and Gilgamesh said, Gilgamesh. Kill everyone, don't leave anyone alive, but leave me the president. I have to kill him myself for trying to kill the future mothers of my children. Dodo-cee Gilgamesh Sayam. The beginning of happiness P5 P2. In the previous chapter. Prime Minister. Mr. President Donald Trump, come out and face this. Oh, we're all going to die here. Be Trump. There will be no fire, eliminate the threat. Call Tanya von de Gurchev, eliminate her along with her damn armies. Prime Minister. He went crazy, we are not going to win this war, do not abort that order, but it was too late, everyone started shooting, the tanks and the military along with the guided missiles, attacked the 4 demon queens, but Thanos put up an impenetrable barrier. When everything stopped, Thanos was angry along with the others. Thanos. Nobody attacks our masters. His arm began to shine, and the 6 gems were seen shining, but a scream stopped him. Tanya. Calm down, Thanos, and all of you too, plus my husband is about to come in. Narrator. At that moment a golden armor with blue gems appeared in front of everyone and said, Gilgamesh. They're ready for extinction, aren't they? Well, I'm going to extinguish them. Narrator. Issei continued walking and all the remaining comrades appeared and Gilgamesh said, Gilgamesh. Kill everyone, don't leave anyone alive, but leave me the president. I have to kill him myself for trying to kill the future mothers of my children. Dodo-cee Gilgamesh Sayam. In the current chapter. Narrator. At that moment Yasuo, Yon, Alucard and Anderson robbed, the brothers on the right and Alucard and Anderson in front, while the enemies shot, but the bad thing is that the bullets have no effect on them, because Dio destroyed all the weapons, while the 5 killed everyone outside, while Gilgams creates a portal and Durandal comes out. Kraus and Alicia come out from his back, and Alicia smiles and points her cannons against the White House, destroying the facade, while Kraus kills several soldiers with his axe, and Durandal cuts everyone. Alucard Anderson. Gilgams Sama enemies eliminated outside. Yon Yasuo. Enemies eliminated, only those inside here remain master. Durandal Kraus Alicia. Removed those from the entry. I love Gilgams. Dio. It was so easy to defeat them, I love Gilgamesh. Gilgams. I know, but now don't let anyone out, that's clear. All. Yes, sir. Gilgamesh. The others with me. A large group followed him into the White House. Beelzem in upper floors, double take the central floors. Mordekaiser help her, they just armed themselves, and left nodding. Naruko and Nezuko with me, the others disperse, kill everyone, so that none are left alive. Anger and resentment can be felt in his voice, that stupid Donald Trump is mine. All. Yes, Gilgams Sama. Narrator. Everything was chaos. Chaos Machine took a soldier and slowly tore him apart, while 2 floors below Star Black plunged the enemies into despair, making them all kill each other, while her laughter could be heard. Amelia executed those she captured with her hair and her skull weapons, while in the keyed surveillance room, the enormous human spider was eating a woman, while she watched several of her companions kill everyone. Keyed. What a view, this looks like paradise, hahaha, if the food still moves, and I like that, hahaha. Narrator. Everything seemed like hell while Yukami bathed in blood and absorbed all the blood of her enemies. In another chamber, this devilman ate a soldier while her hands were stained with his blood. Devilman. It tastes a little like chicken, but I like its flavor. Narrator. While Raken and Rias are killing all the soldiers, one with her axe and the other with his explosive feathers, the White House was destroyed from the inside, as efforts were made to defend it from the inside. On the upper floor, hundreds of bullets were fired by Beelzeman. Beelzeman. Hahaha, die trash, die, this place is ours, hahaha. Narrator. Gilgamesh, Naruko and Nezuko passed a corridor and everyone shot, but the bullets never reached him because a magic stopped all the bullets. Gilgams. So you already appeared, Madoka. Madoka. Yes, my love, and you, how dare you attack my partner, you damn trash, while she walked aimlessly, and the men reloaded their weapons. I will never forgive you, I will never forgive you. They were all eaten by a shadow that was behind her. My love is now free, I hope for my reward soon. Gilgamesh. You will have her like the others, everything in its time, my beautiful witch. Well, the oval room is here, Nezuko, would you do me the honors? Nezuko. Yes, my love. She gives off a powerful aura and hits the door, which flies out, smashing against the wall in front of it. Well, my love is here. Gilgams. Good, this one entered and everyone shot at him, but Wargreymon fell from the ceiling with his black shield and stopped all the bullets. Well done, Wargreymon. Wargreymon. At your service, my king, now that I see you, cover your ears, everyone. Gilgamesh. Taya, do it now. Everyone nodded and a flute was heard. Everyone. To my ears, ha, what is that music, ha? At that moment the sound became louder and louder, and they began to fall and scream in pain. Ha, stop playing that music, ha. Many of those present began to bleed from their ears. Ha ha, at that moment everyone fell silent before that music that was calling them to death. Ha ha, guha. Wargreymon. Wow, Taya is so ruthless. Taya. They were dogs who wanted to kill our partner, they deserved it. Now where is that asshole? Gilgams. He escaped to the bunker like the vermin he is. It's an order for everyone to get out. I have a better method to get rid of the rats, devastating, come here. At that moment, several heavy construction machines arrived in front of the White House, or what was left of it. Get that son of a bitch out. Devastating. Yes, I love Gilgams. Brighter. From minute 234 to 341. Gilgamesh. Please get the rat out of its hole. Narrator. The media was reporting the news that the Demon Queens had won. The most powerful world power had fallen, and all that was missing was for him to be executed in public. At that moment, the powerful Devastator pulled the bunker out of the ground and threw it to the ground. Reporter. We are seeing how the White House has fallen. It is impossible. The death of President Donald Trump is imminent. How will this be stopped? Oh my god, that is the president's bunker. Anya, Rory, Aaron, Alicia. Let the fun begin. Narrator. While in the bunker, the president is activating the nuclear weapons. Oh, so he thinks. Donald. You think I'm lost, dogs die. Soldier. Sir, the guns did not fire. Donald. What an impossible thing, no. Narrator. While at the bases where they had the nuclear bombs, several tanks and military planes had destroyed the missiles and those who operated them. Gilgams X tell. Wow, they did it, pleads and the others, an excellent job, I will reward you, I swear. All. Thank you, master, we will be waiting for your reward. Gilgams. Equilibrata reiterate s horror de empezar con la diversion. Devastating. Yes, I love. Bilgams. Gate of Babylon. At that moment a tank appeared and everyone was surprised. Well, I saw this tank in a museum, but now it will serve as my loyal piece. Now let's start Gaglian. Gaglian. Metal, gunpowder and steel, transform into the servant of my bearer. Wake up Churchill. Black Prince or better called Charlotte. A golden glow illuminated everything, and when they saw her, she pointed to the door. Gilgamesh. Destroy this door, Charlotte, and I will reward you accordingly. Charlotte. Yes, I love Gilgamesh, I will obey your orders and give you what you want. She put 5 bullets in her magazine and started shooting at the door. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Seriously dear, you are the best hahaha come on, end this war, and all of you dear companions, support our husband hahaha. All. If he loves. Narrator. The shots began to pierce the bunker's armor while those inside saw how the door was destroyed. At that moment, a large metal shield pierces the metal, and several women arrive to pierce the armor, among them Delilah, who with her red axe, destroys the metal without mercy. Delilah. Come on damn door open, I want to have my night with him now, let's finish this. Cinderella. At that moment she steps away, and Cinderella jumps, and her hammer hits the door, and a big explosion occurs. Wow, I think she wants it too now. Cinderella. Come on, open up, you damn thing. Albedo. Get out of the way Cinderella. She got out of the way, and Albedo's axe smashed the door. Finally our happiness in the palm of our hands. Shaltier. Leave the military to me. What our master wants is that damn president. Aura and Mare will be my escorts. Aura Mare. Yes Shaltier Sama, we also want our knight. They all advanced, but without sanity, while the military defended their president, but the bad thing is that none survived. They saw the president of the United States cornered and with a gun in hand, but he said. Donald. Damn bitches die. He shot the 19 bullets in his magazine, but another woman appeared and destroyed all the bullets with her red side leg. Wow, seriously, using firearms is uncivilized, you know it. It's a shame I don't have to kill you. The great Sheeta Kane, my love Gilgamesh. Here is your prize, just as you asked. Gilgamesh. Oh, but look who the president is, son of a bitch, if you had turned yourself in, we wouldn't have killed half the population, but now I'll get your horrible and rotten humanity out of here. Balance breaker, Gaglian superior. He grabbed him by the neck while everyone watched as he dragged Donald because Gilgamesh was very angry, but when he saw his queens he calmed down and threw the man at the feet of his wives. Here are my queens, what do you want to do with him? Tanya. I have an excellent idea, Ghost Rider, give him the punishment look. G Rider. Yes, my love, are you ready, human, to see your sins? Look me in the eyes, trash. Rider. From minute 036 to 136 nothing more. G Rider. My work is done, my love. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Finally the world is ours hahaha now husband we have many things to do first we will give a speech and change the world as it is known we have new factions and some demon queens that will dominate the world hahaha and you are the main course for us hahaha. But we'll continue. Narrator. 2 weeks have passed since the battle with the countries and the world is at peace thanks to the factions and their defenders but in the Degurichev castle, Issei has his 4 wives. All 4 are ready to procreate and pamper their children along with other Yunkel women, while he will have to give 1 night to the remaining women with whom he will have his night of passion. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Well Gilgamesh, we made sure everyone had their most fertile time today, so you'll have many to give your love to, that's clear. Gilgamesh. Yes, my love, but one thing, because I'm tied to the bed. Ladoka. Precautionary measures. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Well Gilgams we want children and you will give them to us hahaha. Gilgamesh Ha Yavali. Ashen 2 enemies appear P1. In the previous chapter. Narrator. 2 weeks have passed since the battle with the countries and the world is at peace thanks to the factions and their defenders, but in the Degurichev castle, Issei has his 4 wives. All 4 are ready to procreate and pamper their children along with other Yunkel women, while he will have to give 1 night to the remaining women with whom he will have his night of passion. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Well Gilgamesh, we made sure everyone had their most fertile time today, so you'll have plenty to give your love to, that's clear. Gilgamesh. Yes, my love, but one thing, because I'm tied to the bed. Ladoka. Precautionary measures. Anya Rorier and Alicia. Well Gilgams we want children and you will give them to us hahaha. Gilgamesh Ha Yavali. In the current chapter. Narrator. Somewhere in dimension 616 a huge woman has eliminated all the heroes and has several of the heroines as her heralds. This is Galier, the daughter of Galactus who now desires their extinction, along with her adopted sister Thamara, the daughter of the mad titan Thanos. But before the extinction of this planet, Doctor Strange tells them a premonition of their future. Galier Thamara. Tell us, do you know about that premonition? Who will be the father of our children? Tell us before we destroy you and reduce you to nothing. Be Strange. That's what I do. Tamara. I gave you my precious time gem, one false step, magician, and it's all over for you. Be strange. I did it, it's in a very distant dimension, they have to go through 6 dimensions after this one, the young man's name is Gilgams, this is his image, that's all I know. A hologram came out of the gem and showed the 2 women the young man. Bailey or Thamara. Wow, he is a good prince doctor, his work is done. At that moment the time gem returned to Thamara and Galier extends her hand catching him. Be strange, we had a deal. Galier. That deal is over, sorry but don't worry, your body will serve to feed my hunger, and you will be part of me. She began to drain her life, while Doctor Strange saw how her body began to grow old, leaving the skeleton she released it falling to the ground, turning to dust. Little calcium sister, my ship can take us to those dimensions, he belongs to us now. Thamara. Yes sister, hahaha, let the fun begin. Narrator. While elsewhere Gilgamesh was more than terrified, almost all of his master's entourage was seeing his body. Pennywise just licked his lips at the good sight of his master's chest, while the others took off their clothes, leaving their bodies exposed. Anya. As some of you know, we already had to divide the groups, and so we will have had Gilgams all first, the queens and the pieces that showed us their loyalty in this war, and those that I believe Gilgams were clear. All. If he loves. Anya. The first will be Skip, Albedo, Pleads, Belicifer, Black Goki, Majinbu, Zamasu, Esdeath, Pennywise, Tomo, Madoka, Nezuko and Zostar Black. From the pieces and those created, they will be Lara, Kraus, Durandal and Alice. The rest will be tomorrow, those mentioned will stay here. The rest will go with me and the rest of us have things to do, like running a new kingdom. Yes, love, enjoy it. See you in the morning. Gilgamesh. Wait, it's 7 a.m. Aaron Rory Alicia. Then please them as quickly as possible, hahaha. Gilgamesh. Wait, don't be like that, wait girls, help. Lemon skipped. Narrator. While in another dimension far from Issei's dimension the universe was attacked, the women of this world do not know what is happening between them. Leona, Kula, May and Athena attack a woman with flaming hair and a tight black suit looking at them with a smile. May. Damn, you killed everyone, damn genocidal, you will pay. She tries to hit her with her fans wrapped in fire, but at that moment she catches them and destroys them. Like at that moment the woman kicks her and sends her against a car, leaving her faint. Kula. Damn, May, take this. She jumps and hits the ground, many ice spikes come out, but when they touch her, they melt instantly. When the woman comes out of that curtain of steam, she grabs Kula by the neck, bitch, and forcefully slams her against the floor, haha. Leona. Wretch, at that moment a military knife comes out of her hand and cuts the woman's clothes, and she moves away and throws a flame that comes out of her mouth, but it is returned by Athena, but she dodges it. Thanks Athena. Athena. You're welcome, but she's not normal. We have to act with caution. This woman is very strong. Let's attack both of us. We have no other choice or we'll fall like the others. Leona. If I see them together, go ahead. Wow, it seems like it was good to have them, she's already here, isn't she, Thamara? Thamara. If you are a good piece, humor. The remaining 2 turn around but are taken by the neck by the tall purple-colored woman and smashed on the ground. Other heralds. Humor. It's good that you see my effort, love. Thamara. I hope you continue with this magnificent work. Humor. It is a great honor for my mistress. At that moment she snaps her fingers. At that instant they stand up and bow to Thamara. Gulame Leona Athena. It is good to serve her, love Thamara, her heralds. We are here smiling as the planet is destroyed and they are transported to Galier's ship. This is it. Thamara. If my sister Galier, the devourer of worlds, consider yourself lucky, you will be our heralds in the next dimension. Gulame Leona Athena. We are at your service, my masters. Narrator. At that moment, Galier consumes the planet, killing billions of inhabitants, and returns to the ship. Galier. It's good to know you chose the best in this world. Thamara. There wasn't much to choose from, plus there are still 5 dimensions left to go. I hope the planet we reach is much better than this one. I'm really looking forward to having you, Gilgamesh. At that moment, his ship disappears. This story will continue. Narrator. While in the rooms of the 4 queens of the world they feel that something is not right with them since dawn. Their bodies act strange and they brought Ains to check if he has something. Ains. They didn't eat anything bad, nor do I see any illness. Wait, something is growing inside them. That's not impossible. That's a descendant. Anya Rory Alicia Aaron. Wait, do you mean we are pregnant with the 4 sisters hug each other and laugh? He gave us what we wanted, seriously it's incredible. We will give him the news when he wakes up, it will be the best for him, hahaha. Issei sends children, yes. Ains. It's good to see that the queens now have offspring. I hope Issei-sama doesn't faint. Graphia. And I think they are not the only ones smiling. Broken Worlds P1. In the previous chapter. Thamara. I hope you continue with this magnificent work. Humor. It is a great honor for my mistress. At that moment she snaps her fingers. At that instant they stand up and bow to Thamara. Bulame Leona Athena. It is good to serve her, love Thamara, her heralds. We are here smiling as the planet is destroyed and they are transported to Galier's ship. This is it. Thamara. If my sister Galier, the devourer of worlds, consider yourself lucky, you will be our heralds in the next dimension. Bulame Leona Athena. We are at your service, my masters. Narrator. At that moment, Galier consumes the planet, killing billions of inhabitants, and returns to the ship. Galier. It's good to know you chose the best in this world. Thamara. There wasn't much to choose from, plus there are still 5 dimensions left to go. I hope the planet we reach is much better than this one. I really want to have you, Gilgamesh. At that moment, his ship disappears. Narrator. While in the rooms of the 4 queens of the world they feel that something is not right with them since dawn. Their bodies act strange, and they brought Ains to check if he has something. Ains. They didn't eat anything bad, nor do I see any illness. Wait, something is growing inside them. That's not impossible. That's a descendant. Anya Rory Alicia Aaron. Wait, do you mean we are pregnant with the 4 sisters hug each other and laugh? He gave us what we wanted. Seriously, it's incredible. We will give him the news when he wakes up. It will be the best for him. Hahaha. Issei sends children. Ha yes. Ains. It's good to see that the queens now have offspring. I hope Issei-sama doesn't faint. Brafia. And I think they are not the only ones smiling. In the current chapter. In Dimension 1894 BNHA Shigaraki Awakening Arc and Attack of Gigantomachia. Narrator. The entire city had been destroyed and only Shigaraki could be seen standing in front of what was once a city. Thousands of people had died and only a piece of deserted and ruined land remained. Shigaraki. Finally, let's destroy the heroes now. Hahaha, hahaha. Writer. None of the heroines die, they are just hurt from 0 o'clock to 1:36. Writer. None of the heroines die, they are just hurt. Narrator. A black portal opened above midnight. She only saw the woman descend. A woman with purple skin and a glove in her hands descended, and her glove gave off purple rays grabbing her, while about 20 villains surrounded them. Villains. Hey woman, give us the heroine. Oh, we'll kill you, that's an order. Order. Ha. She extended her hand, and another green gem shines in her hand. At that moment, time goes back, healing her while she is amazed and looks at the purple eyes of that woman. Calm down, stay there. Villains. How did she do that? You're a heroine, damn it, we already had her. Wow, I don't like your way of speaking, nor yours. Die. This one moved with speed. She grabbed one by the neck and tore off the head with great ease. The other crashed his skull against the ground, destroying it in the process. The last one grabbed his neck and it moved with desperation, but at that moment a crack was heard and it stopped moving. Wow, how pathetic. I didn't even have to use that much force. This one extended her hand and attracted midnight and a smile appeared on her face. It's time to make you a herald. Hahaha. Narrator. While on another side, Galier sees a titan moving with speed and it becomes colossal, capturing Gigantomachia's face and pulling him along with Mount Lady, who falls in surprise in front of the enormous woman in front of her. Galier. You look very appetizing. Hahaha. At that moment debris and fire hit her full on, but she doesn't receive any damage. Avi. How is that possible? My fire doesn't hurt him. Well, take this. He jumps and climbs her body. Well, the giant woman sees no threat in that little man, who says he dies. An immeasurable flame hits the woman. That's enough with it. The woman catches this. How impossible is impossible. Galier. It seems I found a small appetizer. She lifts it and opens her mouth full of shark teeth. Well, bon appetit. Hahaha. She throws it in her mouth and chews slowly and swallows. Everyone looks horrified as a villain was eaten alive by that colossal woman. She licked her lips and fixed her gaze on Gigantomachi. The villains like Toga, Mr. Compers and Spinner look horrified at this woman who grows even more, holding Gigantomachi in one hand, and they fall. But Mr. Compress saves them, turning them into spheres. When they reach the floor, he sees the immensity and the smile of this one, who then begins to drool, but looks at everyone disinterestedly. Well, bon appetit. This one began to devour it. The blood spread and the villains began to flee, but someone else was eliminating them. They were 5 women who killed them without hesitation. The villains' clothes fell to the ground full of blood and the woman had something in her mouth and she spat something on the ground. When they looked at it, everyone was horrified because that was the skull of Gigantomachi that had no skin, its sockets were empty, and it was only that its flavor is similar to that of the earth, but it tasted good. This one returned to the ground with the size of MT Lady and looked at this one. Well, tell me your name, woman. MT Lady. Aha, I am MT Lady. Galier. I see that there are good heralds in this world. What a good decision you made, Sister Tamara, to bring us here. Narrator. Well, elsewhere Shigaraki is going towards where the only survivors of the destruction are, according to the clearing that he himself created, but out of nowhere the city was restored. The people were well again, and those that Shigaraki had killed were back to life. When he looked back, he saw a large ship larger than the city itself, and it were 2 women. One enormous and the other with a golden glove in it, a green gem shone that returned the entire city to normal. At that moment he saw Mount Lady fall on him, but he confidently only extended his hand to fragment it, but what he did not expect was that the woman on the shoulder of that giant woman lit another red gem that made it impossible for him to use his attack, and the heroine would crush him with great force against the floor. When she retreated, Shigaraki was seen almost on the verge of death, but he got up, recovering instantly, only to be attacked by another woman. "Let's finish this, it's time, take this." Narrator. When he fell, engulfed in flames, his body regenerated immediately, and when he was about to attack, hundreds of ice spikes pierced him. "Do you think we would let you do something to our friends? You're stupid," continue Athena. "You don't have to tell me." She approached him and gave a powerful punch to the stomach. Writer. Just the attack. Narrator. The attack hit and almost burned his body, but he returned to normal. At that moment, another woman in a military uniform intervened. "This is the beginning of the end, take this." Narrator. The huge explosion made a large hole in his stomach, causing him to be unable to regenerate and fall to the ground, while two women were in front of him. Afa Shigaraki. "Who are you?" When he was going to destroy her, he couldn't move when he felt the gaze of those two women. "Who are you?" "I am Thamara, the Mad Titan." She grabbed his neck and squeezed his trachea, suffocating him, and he began to move erratically and fell unconscious. At that moment, Afo took control of Shigaraki's body and attacked them with all the quirks he had, but these were not hurt, and a large shield of cosmic energy. "Do you think that attacking us with those powers you can harm us? Of course not, right, sister?" "Yes, sister." He began to charge the energy of the gems and said, "Goodbye, idiot." At that moment, this began to slowly disintegrate. "Wow, you thought you were the most powerful villain. Rather, you are a bastard fiasco." From one moment to the next, this turned to dust in front of the eyes of the villains and heroes, who did not give credibility to what they saw. "Now we are owners of the world, it is under our control. Women in this place become my heralds, and this world will not be consumed by us if you refuse. We will only take to the necessary ones, and my sister Gaelier will devour this world until nothing remains. Decide, you have until tomorrow. Decide wisely, human race." At that moment the couple and their 4 companions disappeared from the place. Narrator. In record time the UN met, the great heroines and heroes were gathered, and the bustle was all over the place, until the great heroine Star spoke. Star. "I know everyone is shocked by this news, but we must treat it with tweezers. These women killed Shigaraki and Gigantamachi with such ease that it terrifies everyone, but what amazed us was that one of them can turn back time. We will make a deal. All might not be negotiable. It is clear we will ask her to return you to your golden age, where your power and strength will be enough to defeat any villain in the future. Besides, she will be able to choose her heralds. If I have to join them, do not cry. I only defended this world." At that moment something is heard in the room. A police officer says something that terrified them. "Oh police, we have a problem. They are attacking the Tartarus." Narrator. In Tartarus, a woman with flames on her body kills the villains one by one, leaving the most capable ones, that is Humor. Humor. "I see with regret that none of them can stop me." She receives blows from a muscular man who, terrified, looks at that woman who smiles and pierces his chest with her hand. "Wow, that weak Captain America was more defiant than you." She takes out her hand and it turns to ash as well. "Who will be next?" Her flames turned blue and she attacked. "Let's see who can resist the power of hell." Narrator. While in the jungle of All for One, he is consumed by the powerful Gaelier that devoured his vitality and his powers, turning him into dust. Gaelier. This man had a little more power than the X-Men. "Now sister, to those you chose." Tamara. To several women they are Lady Nagant, Slice, La Brava, Curious and others more. Besides, she reminds me of one of my daughters. She is perfect. At that moment Humor arrives and she kneels and says. Humor. The villains were eliminated, only the chosen ones and their heralds remain, along with the guards who surrendered immediately, along with the other heroes who avoided fighting, my ladies. Tamar Gaelier. Well done, Humor heralds, good job. They all bowed, and at that moment they all disappeared instantly. You still have time, decide wisely, heroines. It will continue. Narrator. When the heroines and heroes arrived they couldn't believe it. More than 3,000 villains had died, All for One had been reduced to dust. Star. This is worse than we thought, we have to hurry. Broken Worlds P2. In the previous chapter. Narrator. In Tartarus, a woman with flames on her body kills the villains one by one, leaving the most capable ones, that is Humor. Humor. I see with regret that none of them can stop me. She receives blows from a muscular man who, terrified, looks at that woman who smiles and pierces his chest with her hand. Wow, that weak Captain America was more defiant than you. She takes out her hand and it turns to ash as well. Who will be next? Her flames turned blue and she attacked. Let's see who can resist the power of hell. Narrator. While in All for One cell, he is consumed by the powerful Gaelier that devoured his vitality and powers, turning him into dust. Gaelier. This man had a little more power than the X-Men. Now sister, to those you chose. Tamara. To several women they are Lady Nagant, Slice, La Brava, Curious and others more. Besides, she reminds me of one of my daughters. She is perfect. At that moment Yumur arrives and she kneels and says. Yumur. The villains were eliminated, only the chosen ones and their heralds remain, along with the guards who surrendered immediately, along with the other heroes who avoided fighting, my ladies. Thamar Galier. Well done Yumur heralds, good job. They all bowed, and at that moment they all disappeared instantly. You still have time, decide wisely heroines. Narrator. When the heroines and heroes arrived they couldn't believe it. More than 3,000 villains had died, all for one had been reduced to dust. Star. This is worse than we thought, we have to hurry. In the previous chapter. Narrator. In a few hours the heroes were in front of the great ship of Galier. At that moment, the ship drops a large elevator where Galier and Tamara were both on thrones, and behind them, a large group of their heralds all in the shadows. While they looked at everyone at that moment, a woman came out of the large group of heroes who looked seriously at the two with her large army behind her. My name is Star and I want to make a deal with you, pointing at Tamara who raised an eyebrow. Help our greatest hero, and I will be your herald. Tamara. And what do you want me to do, woman? Star. Go back in time to where he is the best hero, I ask you. Tamara. Well, she got up and went to where Star was, where your strongest hero of yesteryear is. Might. I am a skinny man with a look that was about to die came to her, but his look was like that of a hero she met in her world. Tamara. Those eyes, if despite your body it is seen that your hero spirit has not yet died, I will return you to your true form. She turned her hand and a green gem shone, returning him to his youth. There you are, you look like someone, but I don't remember who. Well, I kept my promise, here you are, young again, now keep your promise, woman. Star. I appreciate it. She walks towards the Titanic woman and she looks at her with her purple eyes and smiles. She arrives where the others were and smiles at All Might, crossing that darkness, and when she turns around her eyes turn red. Balier. Well, forward the best heroines, they all came forward and that terrified everyone. Well, I already know you, MT lady, don't join me. She gave a warm smile to everyone and entered that darkness. Sister, your turn. Tamara. I know you too, you are, oh now I remember, Midnight, come on, you're with us too. She did the same thing as the others and disappeared and her silhouette was seen, her red eyes appeared and that made everyone sad. Okay, everyone shows their quirks. I pronounced it right, tell me. Everyone nodded. Okay, do it. Narrator. The ones that impressed the two sisters the most were Ryukyu from Japan, Wonder Woman from Greece, Baroness from Germany, Pharaoh from Egypt, Chun-Li from China, Quetzalcoatl from Mexico, Azura from India, Poppy from England, and finally Rosette from France. Tamara. Come forward, pointing to the you will join us, say goodbye because you will never see this world again, we will leave immediately, you have 1 minute. Narrator. Friends, family, and allies were saddened by the news. All Might gave everyone a hug as her eyes filled with tears. Balier. Your time is up, women, now come to the dark side planet that gave us powerful women. We thank you, your world has been saved thanks to your greatest heroes. We will meet again. Another time she invited all those women and they disappeared in that darkness. Galier sat on her throne next to her sister and the elevator went up to the ship which closed and the ship disappeared as if it had never existed. Might. We honor your sacrifices, heroines. I all might protect this world alongside the new generation, I swear. Dimension 1678 Bleach. Narrator. Another world was devoured by Galier and it is said. Balier. I didn't have good specimens, but we got good heralds, don't you believe it, sister? Tamara. Yes, but those groups were eradicated with just a snap. What will our next objective be, sister? Balier. Let's choose at random, hahaha. Dimension 1458 Demon Slayer. Balier. Another world consumed. This world did have very few strong women, but we managed to obtain new heralds. Tamara. Yes, but those demons were a fiasco, except for the one we have as one of our heralds. Well, I chose this dimension for its great warriors, the last dimension to reach our love. Dimension 1398 Naruto Shippuden. Narrator. A gigantic ship appeared on the outskirts of the planet. A large tree grew from a point, and that amazed them. Finally, the last bastion before reaching the dimension of their beloved. Balier. We are finally here, it seems that humans have a battle to the death, well we must reduce the numbers further, this is the beginning of the end for this race. We'll continue. Madara. This world is at the palm of my hands at that moment, Madara was hit so hard that his Rinnegan was destroyed, the infinite Tsukiyomi disappeared. What happened? The man looked at a powerful woman with black hair and red eyes who was floating. Who is she? Balier. Well, I'm the one who's going to devour you, man. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.